Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
They got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
Is the next search on February 28, 2020? 7:44 p.m. How, does the FBI find people? The people is misspelled P-E-O-O-P-L-E.
I object.
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case? Oh, she found out.
What more can we see?
Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Get everything up and running here. We're about to begin the Megan Boswell trial coverage today, and it's going to be exciting. Because we've got some big decisions to be made. All right, Lucky 13, love our compassionate host of this community. Thank you very much, Kills Bells. I think, let's see, where did it go? Miss Kitty, congratulations. First in chat this morning, Miss Kitty, the internet is all yours. We're going to punish you with internet ownership for your promptness in chat. That's right. You did a good thing, and we're going to punish you for it. No good deed goes unpunished. You are responsible for maintaining everything IP-related worldwide until we go live again. So good luck with that, Miss Kitty. You're going to do great. Make sure you download your internet ownership certificate from our online store on YouTube as well. It costs 50 cents. 50 cents. All right. We have to get things underway right away because things are starting all around us, and we want to watch that. So we have to go straight to birthdays. Sorry for the rush there, everybody, but let's see. Give it just a minute. Is there court on Saturdays? Yes. No weekends for you. No weekends for you. We have court on Saturdays for sure. Do we have any birthdays to sing to today? No birthdays? Going once? Kimar says, great, yay, 20 months. Heading towards pink, just listen to you and Josh Ritter. Great job, RA. Thanks for this great community and mods. Love you all. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate that. Thanks for being there and supporting them. Josh is amazing. Josh's wife, I think it's Kai. I think it pronounced Kai. His editor and I guess producer, behind the scenes producer. I've loved every moment we've spent doing any sort of partnership with that channel, and hope to be able to do more in the near future going forward. So it was absolutely wonderful, and I look forward to Monday when our collaboration interview video comes out, which is going to be a blast. So all right, we are going to. Let's see, do we have any birthdays? If there are no birthdays, we're going to skip birthdays. This would be the first time we skipped a birthday in, I don't know, over a year. Somebody tell me. One question. What about bus trial verdict? It came in, Donna. It did come in. Do you want me to spoil it for you? And it was crazy. First of all, there was a little almost verdict that was crazy. It was the other day. Oh, Michael's birthday. There we go. We've got somebody to see. We've got somebody to sing to. Chat not on screen. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Chat is now on screen. Anybody else? We got Michael to sing to. We're going to sing to Michael. Just checking with mods, see if there's anybody else. Okay, we're gonna sing to Michael because we have to get going in court. Sorry, it's my fault. I was late. I apologize. If anyone else's birthday comes in with the music's playing, we'll add them to it. But here's the time to everyone stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbors, warm up with the beat if you will. La 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 la. There's the note. Found it. All right. We're going to be jumping to court here in just a minute, so sing with Michael. Sing to Michael if you will. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. Michael, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Yeah. Yeah, there's another song that goes that way, but we're not going to sing that one. Happy birthday. Thanks for spending your birthday with us. The privilege and pleasure is ours. We are going to celebrate by inviting you to have free pancakes at Denny's, Waffle House, IHOP, Village Inn, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's house, and Andy's Grill. All of them. If you can make the stops, just make your own. You're going to be full, but it'll free pancakes. I mean, it's worth it. We're not going to be able to sing to wait for the drum solo, unfortunately, because I'm that late. So I do apologize in that regard. But happy birthday. And Bob Evans as well. Happy birthday to everyone who's celebrating. Thank you, Michael. With that said, we have to jump straight to court because it's going right now.
Judge, do you need this for anything?
We'll just need to file it. I'm going to sign it.
We want to catch this. When we left off, the judge said he was going to watch this video in chambers, make a decision about whether the defense could present the entire or portions of the interview the defendant did with police, where she actually admitted to the death admitted to the fact that her child was dead. And that testimony came in through the detective, one of the last things the state elicited from this witness, and now the defense has taken over the questioning. They're like, rule of completeness, we want the whole thing. If the judge sides with the defense, it's a huge win for them.
We're returning to day 4. Started Monday. Day 4.
He's county jury selection.
Boswell, S728869. When we left yesterday, I was provided with the video interview of Ms. Boswell that Special Agent Fraley testified about, which I believe took place on February 25th of 2020. I was able to multitask. I watched it and listened to it all at the same time.
Judge putting in the
So,
work.
over the break, I reviewed the case law, I reviewed the rules, and it breaks down to this. It breaks down if it's in the sound discretion of the trial court, and I have to view the fundamental fairness of letting just part of the interview in versus letting the whole interview in. And reading the case law, I think one of the arguments by the state was, well, we didn't introduce the interview. We didn't introduce the video, the transcript thereof. But the case law is clear that examination of the witness by a party is tantamount to introduction. So, for the fundamental fairness issue, I'm going to find that the entire video is going to be allowed.
Whoa!
Now, what that means is that the jury is going to see and hear
Defense won.
from
Big.
17 minutes and 50 seconds to 41 minutes and 44 seconds. That's when Special Agent Fraley came into the room. They're going to hear, of course, then they leave. They come back at 55:15, and they're there until 1:05:28. And then after that, the officers leave, and she's either sitting there by herself or it's just an empty room. So my ruling, my decision is, Mr. Scott, when you cross-examine Special Agent Fraley, you're allowed to play that video to comply with the rule of completeness. All right.
Would you mind give me those times again so I don't mess it up?
1750 to 4144. 5515 to 10528.
17 to 45 and 55 to 105. So 10 minutes on the back end. 17 to 45.
And I think that to comply
about 20.
completely with that
So-
Rule 106.
About half an hour worth of video.
If not, if you're just asking questions about what happened during those time periods, they need to see the video. I think that is the case law says that where certain aspects are brought out by one party, the other party has the right to put the whole in. And that's what I want done.
So,
All right?
Well, okay. I'm probably going to ask the same question, Judge, but I mean, do you want me to clip the video to just show that portion, or are you just going to have Mr. Scott start to stop at those particular
I think
times?
because it'll have to be, well, here's the question. Are you going to move, if you're not going to move it into evidence, you can just play it, skip ahead and play it.
I'll have to move it
If
in.
you're going to move it into evidence, then it needs to be clipped.
I'm not
So the parts that aren't played don't go back to the jury for their, there's no reason that jury needs to see her and her mama sitting there talking. Because there's nothing of value.
They won't see that part at this point. Does that change your opinion?
So now the question is, who's going to clip it and
I don't know how.
Not like that.
do what?
She asked me if we had clipped it already, but we don't have it clipped like that. So we have software to do it. It's just going to
And Mr. Belton,
Would you do that?
take a moment. So,
do you want this back?
yes, that might
You
help.
can reuse it.
Yeah.
We're going to explain why this was a win for defense.
Is there anything else we need to take up this morning before the jury comes in, before you go clip videos?
I don't click. Did I have this one? No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
I think that's enough.
No, I'm sorry.
Jim, is there anything we need to take up? before-
Nothing else for the state.
We'll be in recess till 9 o'clock. The jury's here. They're ordering their lunch, and then we'll get started.
All right, I'll try to get this done as quick as I can.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court stands in recess.
I'm going to do.
All right, so with that, they're going to wait. That was the decision we were waiting for. We had to rush to get to that. We're going to be all caught up, and I'm going to explain a little bit. If you watched last night with the with Josh Ritter when I was on Courtroom Confidential, we talked about this exact issue a little bit, and it was interesting to get Josh's take on this as well. To back up a little bit, so you get the full picture of what happened. We have the prosecutor who is called the lead detective as a witness on the stand. In the course of this testimony, the lead detective has laid out mostly how Evelyn's body was found during the latter end of the search. We haven't covered a lot of the search period. We haven't talked a lot about the different stories she's told the police or the media. There's been some of that. We know that exists, but we haven't delved into that yet. Mostly, he just talked about finding the body. And how it was and where it was and what was with it and the process of extracting the body from the location it was and preparing it and taking it into the body bag for the medical examiner. It was very graphic. It was a lot. At the end of the detective's testimony, as the state is questioning him, the state asked, and it was a very narrowly crafted question. They asked, was there a point that Megan admitted that Evelyn was dead? Was there a point where she acknowledged that? And I'm going to get that down. It's bugging me. And he said, yes, myself and another detective interviewed Megan. And during that interview, she admitted that the child was no longer alive, as well as other things. And that was as far as it went. the defense felt that them bringing up the fact there was an interview where she said that opened the door to them using what's called the rule of completeness, where you can say, hey, it's not fair for one side to introduce just a piece of the pie. We have to be able to show the whole pie to the jury. You can't just take a slice and say, this is how the whole pie is. This is what it is. You get to see the whole pie to get everything in context, so you get a full understanding of what that statement had surrounding it. That's a rule of completeness. That's a matter of law. That's one of the rules about evidence. The other side can say, in the interest of completeness, to understand this, I want all the evidence brought in. So they objected, or they didn't object. The defense just said, hey, you brought this up. We'd like to bring the rest in. And this is something they could not do on their own unless the state had opened the door. This is a statement by, it's hearsay for them, for the defense to bring this up, because this is a statement by the defendant out of court. It's hearsay. The state is always allowed to bring in the comments of the defendant. That's okay. That's always approved. So the state could bring it if they wanted, but defense couldn't. The state, for some reason, didn't want to bring this in. They wanted just that little snippet. And when the defense said, we want to play the whole 2-hour tape, the state objected and said, no, it's hearsay. You can't. And they said, in the rule of completeness, and you opened the door, and they started citing case law. And the judge took that under advisement, basically, along with a copy of the video, and went back in chambers yesterday after he excused the jury to go home to the court, to the hotel where they will be living until this trial's over, and said, I'm going to watch it. I need to see the whole thing so I can make a ruling. And he did watch the whole thing, and he said, yeah, Tennessee law, rule of completeness, state, you did open the door, and now defense gets to play this. What does that mean for the defense? Why would they want this video so badly? I don't know exactly, but I can tell you a couple things that may be the case. First of all, it is terrible for the defense to have the witness take the stand. In almost every case, it's almost always a bad idea for the witness to take the stand. Think Sarah Boone. Think how terrible that was for her case with her taking the stand. It's awful. And then when you've got a young defendant as well, one who's very emotional, we know that she's had, outbursts of crying in court. It might be very easy for the prosecution to get under her skin, and she might blurt something out on the stand that is terrible for her defense. It's terrible to have that. So they don't want that to happen, but they do want their story, the theory of defense out there. And some of that story may be presented in this interview in the form of the answers that Megan gave to the detectives during the interrogation. This normally wouldn't be allowed in. So here you have the defense saying, we can get our story up there. We can get her words, her emotion, how it looks like, how she's so distraught, how it looks like, she's, so devastated by the loss of Evelyn. It could be a bunch of different things that are portrayed in this video. And they get it in front of the jury in her voice. It makes her look more human. Maybe the jury might be able to relate to her better through something that happens during this interview. And all of this happens without her getting cross-examined by the state. So this is a major, major win. And I would say that this probably has sealed the fact that she will not take the stand, because there's very little that I imagine they need to have her testify to that she didn't already tell the investigators. I mean, at least her version of those stories that the defense is running with. And now there's no downside. She doesn't get cross-examined on any of this. And she can maintain her right to not testify in her own self-defense while still having her whole story told in her voice directly to the jury. So major, major win for the defense in my book. Now, I don't know. It's possible there may be things in here that are also problematic for the defense, where they, some things are like, oh, that's an uncomfortable little fact you just shared. I wish you hadn't said that. That might be in there as well. But I think they're looking at this and saying this is a net win, and it's worth it. So it's gonna be interesting. So she basically just won her case. No, Barb, I wouldn't put it that way. I would just say that the defense was able to get something to the jury using the rules of evidence that they normally would not be able to get. Hey, little R.A., how you doing? Oh, are you hiding? Okay, sorry. I think we saw you. You're putting a book away. Anyway, this was big to me. It caught me off guard. I did not think that opened the door. Of course, Tennessee law. Every state's a little bit different, and Tennessee law is different in this area, and it has a very narrow. I guess the door that's opened here is on very loose hinges, and it swung freely. So, yeah, I don't think she would have taken the stand anyway. It would have been awful, but this is a big win. They get to get what she wanted to have said in front of the jury, or at least the image they wanted to portray. Now, the judge did limit it to the portions where the interrogation was taking place, and excluded portions where apparently she was sitting there with her mother and crying or coughing or something like that. So those parts, he says, the jury doesn't need to see. We already know that the defense, in their trimming down of what they wanted to use from that video, had included portions that were probably greater than that. So they're going to re-edit that at 9 o'clock. They're going to come back. Jury's going to be back at 9 o'clock as well, and that's probably going to be one of the first things we see. When does the trial actually start? It starts in about 7 minutes. It started. The judge says we're here on day 4. He's counting all of jury selection, the entire process where this began, but we've had day 1 yesterday with one witness who's only been questioned on direct, has not been cross-examined yet, and I think today we're probably going to get the cross-examination of that witness. We're probably going to see before lunchtime maybe the second witness as well, who could be the gentleman who has been ordered by the court to pay a $500 bond and show up in court every day because he missed court on Monday when he was supposed to be there. He wasn't called as a witness on Monday, but he was scheduled to be there, and he didn't show up. And so he failed roll call, and the judge brought down the hammer on him. And now he has to sit in court every day until he's called as a witness and released. If he's not released, he has to keep coming back. Like, he will have to be here for the entire trial. He'd probably lose his job at that point. I don't know, 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks with skipping work is bad. Thank you. We've got a few new people in here. Welcome. I see we've got Nails and Braids by Kim. Welcome. It says here that you admitted to being an addict. What that means is you just click the subscribe button, and we call it the same thing. Welcome. You're among friends here. You can never leave. Are you following the Karen Read here in PA? That's happening today as well. We're going to be following this story. We'll be keeping an eye on what happens there. This is a preliminary hearing for Karen Read as they're trying to lay the groundwork and rules for this next case as to what evidence will be allowed in, what expert witnesses will be allowed to say or testify to. So it's sort of it's a slow process, but they're whittling down and finalizing those rules before her new trial begins. So we'll be watching that, but not necessarily here on the channel live with y'all. We're going to be here on this case. All right, who is he? I missed that. The guy that didn't show up, I don't know. It looks like a family member or boyfriend type situation. I don't know if it was the father, if it was a relative, but it wasn't an expert witness, and it wasn't a professional as far as police officer or detective or ME or something like that. All right, podcast tonight. Yes, we do have a podcast tonight. I need to work some more on that. It's a tough judge for ordering that man to have to do that. Tony, this judge is tough. If anyone goes to court here, and we do have a couple people who have said, I think I might step in and watch part of this court and be a court watcher. Please know the judge is strict, and when he has a rule for the courtroom, he enforces it, and he can throw you in jail if you don't follow. That means if your phone goes off in court when you're not supposed to have your phone turned on in court, you could spend the next week and a half in jail. And that's just a spectator. Oops, first mistake, my bad. It probably won't happen that way. Probably for a first offense, it probably won't. But he's already threatened the pool photographer with 10 days jail time if the flash goes off again on her camera. She's probably like, don't send me back. I'm not going back there. I need a different pool photographer. Because one flash went off. It might have been a focusing light or something, but it did go off. And he's also threatened the video team that if that if one juror is shown on the live stream, we are all going to have a very bad day. So judge is ruling the courtroom quite sternly. No flash photography is almost always a rule. I cannot think of a single modern courtroom where flash photography has been allowed. It's a distraction. It's I mean, you can't do it at concerts and things like that. You can't. So yeah, it's of course it's not allowed in court. I'm sure it was an accident though. She probably was mortified the very moment the flash went off. He doesn't want this to turn into a circus. You're right. And he has the right to change the rules if it's causing a problem with his courtroom and with the process of justice. Wendy, thank you for this, by the way. We haven't addressed this issue, but if you're familiar with this case at all, this is a very difficult case because there was a child victim, a very young child victim, who is, they're accusing her mother of being the one that killed her. And the facts surrounding that are difficult. The pictures, as we saw in the thumbnail, Evelyn's just the cutest little baby, and just our hearts are broken thinking how this could possibly happen and just how terrible it was. So please do be mindful of your own emotional state. Do what is right for you. Make sure this doesn't put you in a bad spot. Just know we're all here for each other. Be supportive. I'd ask that throughout this case we be just a little extra respectful in chat, as there are people who have, for various reasons, who this is a very difficult case for, whether it's a tragedy or hardship they've experienced with their own children or in their own family or close to them. Just be mindful that sometimes people make comments and they come from a different experience. Before we jump and attack and sort of critique somebody's comments, realize that what they're sharing means a lot to them, and from their perspective, let's give a little more grace and space than being argumentative in that area. And I think that would help everyone get through this difficult trial. There are pictures out there on the internet, obviously, of that we did not show in the trial, and I intend to continue not showing images of sort of medical examiner images of the child's body. The description is bad enough. It's not like this is a case where we're taking out Mr. Bones and describing the trajectory paths through the body or something like that. This was an asphyxiation. There's not a lot to be gleaned about the exact methods of how things happened and why and where and how from those images. And so I've chosen that out of respect for the family and everything. And I think out of respect for my own mental well-being, not to show those most graphic images. We have shown everything leading up to that to give you an idea of what the police officers encountered. But even though there were a few images that we did not show, I don't feel bad about that at all. And I'll continue doing that going forward. What's up with the zebras? Oh, we have zebras. Hang on, let me grab mine. These are emotional support zebras. I was sent by Reverend Beasy, and it was it's a fun little thing. So we do also have an emoji for the same zebra. It's basically just like it's like a virtual hug is what it is. It's like, hey, here's a zebra. Tony, thank you very much for this. Brandy Churchwell is following the Karen Reed hearing. Brandy obviously has followed Karen Reed from the beginning with her podcast, which is just incredible, going in depth in that. I would recommend that's a great place to watch it if you want to watch Karen Reed today. Brandy's got a good lead on that. So, Katie Bug gifted 5 memberships this morning. Thank you, Katie Bug. I appreciate that. Look at these wonderful people who just made green. All right, let's see. Anything else? Nope. We're starting right like that. Get a little focus and a white balance, and we're back in court. objection counter is currently at 3. There's the defendant in the blue pantsuit.
All right. So you can get, as your friend, I think we were just beginning cross-examination of Special Agent Ayden.
Sherry, in hindsight, I should have shared a different picture with Court Confidential. That one was so long ago. That was from last year sometime, I think. The statement wasn't allowed in by default because the defense was trying to introduce it. The defense can't do it because it's a self-serving statement. Out-of-court hearsay would be the reason they couldn't normally. Let's see if I can jump different feet here.
Everyone stand, please. You may be seated. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I gave you certain admonitions yesterday before you left for the day. Does any juror have anything to report? If you do, raise your right hand. Let the record reflect that none of the jurors have raised their right hand. I believe we were beginning cross-examination. Mr. Scott?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Fraley. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Fine, thank you.
I want to start where General Harper left off yesterday.
Okay.
You were asked, you conducted an interview of Megan on February the 25th of 2000.
Yes, sir. Myself and Detective Licklider from the Sheriff's Department.
And in that interview, you talked with her about the child being dead.
Yes, sir.
And some other things.
Yes, sir.
Judge, this time would ask to show that video.
Hold on.
But when he left, how long was he gone?
No.
So did you swear?
Oh, not day he went. You know this, okay. You know this. This is the last day. If you tell you where they can roll it. We'll work it out. Yeah, but don't leave me bring her on, man. Don't leave us on like this on too long. Okay? This is for your baby. This is to give her the proper attention. Where's she at?
There's only two places I can think of where she would be.
Where's she at?
I think there's somewhere close. I think she's somewhere at Dad's right now.
Okay, his house?
Maybe somewhere like, like the dog store. I think she's over there. She's somewhere at Dad's. So she's somewhere close.
Underneath the dock at Hunter's.
I don't know if she's underneath there. I'm just...
Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm not putting words in your mouth.
That is just my theory. She has to be
No, I don't want to. We're not looking at theories, honey. You need to bring her home.
He said that she was the burglar, the only two places I could think that he would take her.
You were honest with you. Okay, but you know this part.
I don't know for sure. I'm trying to help you all. I swear I am at this point in time.
This is the ending. Okay? Let's bring her home. Let's bring her home.
There's a bunch of places I think that he would even have time to take her. It was not very long.
Well, regardless of time, there has to be a reason that you would know that. Okay? Because that
He said she was somewhere close.
in that time. There's only X amount of places she could be. Okay? But you're specifically narrowing down those two places. Right? Do you know that?
She was somewhere close.
Help me with this, Maggie. When he took her out with the driver, how was she dressed?
You know that picture I had of her? She said her old penguin suit.
Does she say in the penguin suit? Is she wrapped up in her blanket?
She was wrapped up in
Did you give her to him?
picked her up
You picked her up, or was she?
on the bed. I held her for hours because I didn't want to let her go.
And that's okay. We need to bring her home. Okay? We need to bring her home today. Just tell us where we can get her.
I don't know for sure. I told you where I think she's at.
Okay, hold on. You held her for hours.
Yeah.
She was in what? How was she dressed?
You know that picture of me and her were sitting outside the trailer and she was
Yes.
falling into a little purple thing on.
Yes.
She was sitting
And she was wrapped up in a blanket.
like a dark colored blanket. A thick fleece blanket.
And he took her from you? Where did he put her? What car was he driving?
I read the car.
Your red car? Did he put her in the trunk?
I don't know. I didn't go out
Did you
there.
go outside with him?
No,
What time of day was it?
it was close to the dark.
Was it close to dark or was it dark?
Close to the dark.
What day was it?
I don't know what day it was for sure, to be honest with you.
So, how long was he gone?
Less than an hour.
Was it 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes?
Maybe like 45. And he kept saying she's somewhere close by.
Did he ever take you back to where it was? Between then and now? And this was in December, early December. Was it after you started working at the chicken?
After I started working.
How long after?
Not too long.
You started on Monday, right?
Right?
Was it Tuesday?
No, it was a week or two after.
It was a week or two after.
Closer to 2 weeks.
So about December 10th. What do you remember about that day? Did you wake up or what happened?
I don't know. I rolled over on her. I don't think I did. I think he did it. It was an accident.
So he was sleeping there with you? Was the three of y'all together? In the bed?
Between us.
Okay.
I should have put her just on my side. I don't know that there was every night of her life before that, and I never once rolled over on her.
But when you woke up, she wasn't breathing. Is that what you're telling us?
Her head was like buried in a pillow. She wasn't breathing.
Okay. So, there. So you tell him, hey,
I was panicking. He was like, well, you can't call anyone. We're both going to go
why
to
can't you
jail.
call someone?
Because he said we were both going to go to jail if you take care of it.
For her just rolling over, or you rolling over on him? Or on her?
I don't think I rolled over on her there. I don't know if he did an accident or what. Like I said, I slept with her like her whole life before that. With her up against me right next to me. I never rolled over on her.
We need to bring her home, Hank. You need that piece. Mom needs that piece. Everybody needs that piece. We need that piece. Help us bring her home. You're the only one that
I told you all the only places I know he could have went.
Where? Name it.
My dad's in his house.
When you say your dad's, where are you talking about your dad?
I'm Letty Creek.
Because he wouldn't have taken her inside the house and said, hey, Tommy.
Well, I don't know. I just know
Why would he take her back to Tommy's?
he said he was going to take her somewhere close.
See, I don't think he would have taken her to Tommy's. That's too much of a risk. Why would he do that?
I don't know.
What if your dad would have caught him? I don't think she went there.
But can you all just please check and then check?
We're going to check everywhere we believe she may be.
Okay.
But again, we need to understand where she's at.
I don't know for sure where she's at.
When you say for sure,
I just have guesses and I've told you two what they are.
and why has Hunter never spoke to you about this?
I don't want to
When
know.
he came back, what did he say?
I'll put her somewhere close.
Did he say how he put her?
No, I
Did he
didn't
throw
want
her in
to
the
know.
trash can? Did he throw her in the lake? Did he bury her?
I didn't want to know.
What did he say?
Just that she was somewhere close and not to worry about it.
Megan, you lied to us for 6 days now. I need you to be truthful with me today.
I am being truthful.
No, just hear me out, okay? I need you to be truthful with me today. We're getting there. We need her brought home. She don't need to be laying out in the woods in the cold anymore. She needs to be buried. She deserves that. You need to help us bring her home. Please. Tell us where she's at.
I don't know for sure. I really don't. I don't want to know.
I think you do, Maggie. I think you're scared to tell.
I don't. I told you the only two places I think she could be.
When you say the boat dock, what do you mean by the boat dock?
I don't know if maybe he buried her there or what.
Did he mention the boat dock?
No, but he said he took her somewhere close and he wasn't gone very long.
Did he drive away with her? Was she placed in the trunk?
I don't know for sure.
You didn't look out the window.
No, I didn't want to.
Who did you call?
Nobody. I was scared to call anybody.
Did he call you while he was gone?
No.
And it was dark. Close to getting dark.
It was dark by the time he got back.
It was light when he left and dark when he got back. We need to bring her home. If she's laying out there somewhere, she deserves better than that.
I don't know. I told you the only two places I could think he could take her. What are you all going to tell my dad when you go to search his property?
What should we tell?
I don't know.
Is she buried on that property?
I don't know if she is or she isn't. I really don't. Those are just the only places I know that he hasn't had time to go to.
Did Hunter take a shovel?
No.
Did he take a trash bag? Did he carry her out in that blanket, a box, or a box? Jump up in the
I
box?
stayed in the bedroom. I just had her wrapped up in a dark colored blanket.
How big was this blanket?
It was like a normal size, like fleece blanket.
So when you say wrapped her up, so you describe it to me.
Like, you know, you swaddle a baby.
Okay.
Like that.
So did you leave her face exposed?
That would sound stupid, but I didn't want her to be cold, so I wrapped her up in a blanket.
So she was her whole body was wrapped up.
Except for her face. You know how you swaddle a
Her face was
baby?
open.
You know how you swaddle a baby?
Mhm.
So I wrapped it up. I didn't want her to be cold.
We don't want her to be cold anyway. She's still out there and we need to bring her home. And you can help us with that part.
There's only two places I'm trying to go look for it. I need that.
So Hunter's dock. Underneath Hunter's dock.
Or just around the dog.
Okay.
I don't think if he did take her to his house, he's not stupid enough to, just put her somewhere inside the house. His dad owns property right next to that place, too.
How long did you hold her?
For a long time.
All day?
I didn't want to let her go.
How did you know she was dead?
Because she wasn't breathing. Her eyes were open.
Her eyes were open?
She wasn't breathing. I tried to give her CPR, but she was already gone.
How did you try to give her CPR?
Mouth to mouth.
What else?
That's it. I just held her the leg.
She gagged or anything while you were trying to give CPR to her?
No.
How did she feel?
What do you mean?
Was she cold?
No.
She's still warm? What about the color?
She was still
Was she blue?
No, not really.
What did she look like?
Just like her. As the day went on, she got colder and put up her in the blanket because I didn't want her cold.
And you don't remember what day that was?
No. I know it sounds bad, but I'm just trying to block it out of my memory as much as I can.
Her description doesn't match the story.
Where would you look at your dad?
I don't know if that's a lot of property back through there.
Back behind his house? So where does that connect to? Where does the back of his property connect to?
I don't know.
So you,
Yeah, that's what's there. There's that creek and like right up to the asphalt, stuff like that.
you're shooting one of those asphalt piles.
I don't know, I really don't.
Is there a lot of asphalt piles on his property?
I don't know if there is any or not.
So I've not been out there, I don't know, I'm asking. And again, that's what I'm trying to do, and help us bring her home. She don't deserve another night out there in the cold and alone. She needs to be brought home.
I don't know, I really don't. I don't know if he took her in the trash can or not. When he came back and was gone, I didn't want to ask.
Your trash can and the trailer was gone.
I didn't want to ask.
Was there a dumpster anywhere there close?
I don't know, you have to look.
No, to where when you lived there. What did you normally do with your trash?
Took it to the road and the trash can.
So you said took the trash can, was the inside trash can or the outside trash
The
can?
inside.
Just the one you kept in the kitchen?
I don't know if he took it with him or not. I didn't want to know.
You said you sit there and looked at it.
Yeah.
When you woke up and she wasn't breathing, tried to give her CPR. What did her eyes were open? Were they bloodshot?
No.
Were there any bruising around her eyes?
No.
She just looked like she always did, just like she was at peace asleep.
No, her eyes were open.
Her eyes were open. Not bloodshot or bruised.
Not really, no.
Because I can't help but think that's probably a lasting image that you think about Evelyn. So you know her bloodshot eyes were bloodshot or not, or black, and you're not saying they were.
No.
Okay, that they were just open.
I didn't want to let her go. She wasn't cold, and when she started to get cold, I thought that the blanket around her, so I didn't want her to go home.
What woke you up? Was she choking or crying?
No. I just woke
Or
up.
kicking?
No.
If we talk to Hunter, what will he tell us?
The same thing he's been telling you, that he's never met Evelyn because he told me not to tell anybody that he would go back to jail.
If he has never met Evelyn, how do we make that connection that he has?
I don't know.
Was he ever out in public with her? During this time, how long had you all started dating?
Not long.
Talking about not long, like a week?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, a month? So prior to you starting at the chicken shack,
No, I didn't know Hunter.
you didn't know him. So the first day you met him was an interview for that job?
Yeah.
When was that?
I don't know.
You started on Monday.
Right, I think it was a couple of days
The day
before.
before, like on a Friday or Saturday?
It was probably like a day or two before.
Did you go there in person and fill out an application?
Yeah. Evelyn said
And
it
that's
all
the
was
first
like
time?
Bailey.
Okay, and that's the first time you ever saw him. What happened?
I just filled out an application, that's it.
Did he ask you out on the dates when I'm getting?
No, not until I started working there.
So you started working, he said, okay, you're hired. You started working on December 2nd, on a Monday, correct? And then you start flirting at work. And tell me why I had to joke about on a day, Monday night, Tuesday. Tell me
I don't
about it.
remember the day, I really don't.
Whatever day, whenever you say the first day after the application that you, the first time you met him, you started working, which we know that was on a Monday. That's easy. Y'all started flirting at work. Did y'all go out Monday night, that first night?
No, I don't remember what night we went out. I'm just being honest, I really don't.
Okay. But at some point, he started staying with you at the camp, or the trailer.
Just one night.
He stayed in one night. Then you said he stayed a couple of nights.
I didn't say that.
You said he had slept together.
Just the one time.
Said y'all slept together in the bed with her between.
Me and him.
Not with her.
She slept in between us.
And so I'm saying, you said you've done that a couple of nights. And
No, I said I've done it 1,000 times where she slept with me. Like her whole life, she slept with me in bed.
And then the one night he stayed was the first night he met her, correct?
I mean, no, he'd seen her like in the car with me at the chicken shack.
Okay. Like a couple of days when you went to get the application, when you applied with Bailey. And
I came to measure the parking lot. They wanted it redone. I had her in the car with me.
when was that?
I don't know a day.
But you told these guys the other day, y'all went through a timeline. I think y'all wasn't in there. But y'all went through a timeline.
I don't remember what day I measured the parking lot. I really don't. The day they opened, I came back to the drive-thru after I left, and she was in the car with me too. In the back seat, in her car seat. The pink and gray one you all have.
Do you think he took her in that trash can?
I don't know, but it was gone. I never wanted to know.
And that's the only two places.
I don't know where else it's close. I think my dad owns those storage units across from the trailer. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Does Hunter have a storage building rented from him or something there?
No, but I mean,
Or do you?
no, they're abandoned.
Where would he put the baby at there?
I don't know. You are asking me guesses. I'm giving them to you. He likes the lake a lot.
Does he have a boat or anything like that?
He used to.
When you talk about the boat dock, you mentioned boat dock. What do you mean by that? Does he own a boat dock or?
They're behind his dad's house. If you go to 217 Sandy Point Drive and look in the backyard, there's 3 huge ass boat docks. I promise you, you will not miss them. They're wide.
And that's
Have you
what-
been to that house? Or do you know what I'm talking about?
I did.
Okay.
But of those 3 huge ones that you had, which,
I don't know.
where would you think?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. The only thing I think of is maybe put her in the lake or something.
You think you would walk in from there and walk down to the lake?
What do you mean?
What do you?
There's no water there right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You would have to walk down the dock and walk to the lake.
Well, you can get to the lake not too far from my trailer. Because it was Lakeview Mobile Home Park before my dad.
Is there a place you can drive down from there?
I really don't know, to be honest. Isn't there like an access, something on Sugar
That's
Hall?
what I'm asking. I don't know. There is. You're talking about the ramp, the new ramp they built down there? No. There is. You talking about the one on Sugar Hall, or you talking about the one on the Ball Bridge? Just before the bridge. They built a new ramp down there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Which one are you talking about on Sugar Hall?
Well, I just passed the one that's just Sugar Hall access part.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me talk to my mom.
You're welcome. Let us put this baby to rest. Okay? You come off of that part. Alright, we talked.
Those are the only places I know for you all to go look, I swear.
You're positive.
Positive.
Because, listen, you,
Those are the only places he could
so
get there.
you're telling me all these other stories that you told. All those before, those are lies. But this is the truth.
This is the God's honest truth.
Okay, that timeline, all the dates that you gave, all that stuff prior, all that stuff was made up. And you, why do you want to come clean now? What benefit do you have?
I don't, but you talk to me. Be honest with me.
Is it for me or is it for your baby?
For my baby, but you're the one who were like, hey, like, it's been going on long enough, you know what I'm saying?
It's time to put an end to it. You have no idea.
I told you the only place I think you could have went in that short time frame.
I'm going to step out here. I'm going to try to look in the map for most places.
If you bring me a map, then I'll try to mark on it where I think.
You need anything or anything? All right, I'm going to grab a chair. Here we got some maps. Let's see. We got that one. This one. Okay, 543 Muddy Creek. Is that his dad's?
No, it's not. This is his dad.
Okay, so we got 3 maps here. So here, just take this and hit you. I know they're kind of small. This is where, that's where you were staying, I think, right? That's
Yeah, this is Boswell Road.
Okay, this is Sandy Point Street.
Yeah.
This is Muddy Creek Road, and this is where your trailer was, right? Is that right there?
Well, where's the access part of Sugar Hall Road?
So,
We just sit right here.
you got Sugar Hall Road, and you should have the Ball Bridge here.
Make sure the Hall Road's the way. Okay, so right across from here, there's like a storage building, like going back up towards that, whatchamacallit.
But you said those are empty, right? Or, who own those?
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought my dad might belong to the trailer.
You just mark wherever you think, like I said, you had mentioned that he had just a limited amount of time.
Well, those are the only places I think on this map.
Okay, but then you just mark where,
This is like the storage unit.
and is that for both of them?
That's an access part, I'm sure.
Where's his dad's house? Is that here?
Yeah. Well, I don't know anywhere else except for there and Muddy Creek.
Okay, well, just mark that, mark what that is, both dots. But your lake's down. Is his,
So I just put Randy's house.
yeah, that's fine. Okay. Anything else you can think of? if you don't care, just mark, I don't think storage. I think from what you're telling me, if she's in one of these two places, so just write what she was wearing if you don't care. And that's just whatever, what'd you say her clothing was? Was it her little jumpsuit, purple fleece? And a sleeper, was she wrapped up in a blanket? Now notice, hey, this might be hard for you. Write down how she was. Her eyes open. Just like she was sleeping, right? No bloodshot, but they were open.
This part
she was
definitely.
warm.
She was warm.
And all her color was like, she wasn't blue or gray or anything like that, right? Okay.
That's not consistent with the story.
And that would have been 1st of December. Okay, is that right? Like the first week?
Second week, probably.
Second week. And that's December. Anything else you can think of? Anybody else you think Hunter may have told? His best friend, I'm just asking, you may or may
The only
not.
person I know that he's really close to is his mom.
Do you think she knows anything?
His mom would defend him like to the end of the earth.
Okay.
Because I know exactly he's going to be like, well, I didn't have anything to do with that. He's going to go back to jail and his mom will like sit and support him on whatever the hell he says to her.
What else has he been in jail for?
I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I don't.
Okay. All right. Let me go out here. Do you need to leave or you want to hang out here? What do you want to do?
Well, I can't leave.
Why not?
I figured you all were going to arrest me after I told you.
For what?
For withholding information.
Why would we arrest you?
For withholding information and impeding an investigation.
Well, here's how this works. And again, I'm not talking too much, but I need you to understand. Number one, I need you to understand that I'm not going to lie to you about anything, okay? That's not what I'm in the business of doing. I need you to understand, too, that we confer with the DA's office, okay? Before we make any kind of decision like that, that's out of our hands. But I need you to understand that I can help you, okay? You've not helped yourself at all during this whole ordeal. You know that. You're not done. No way in shape or form are you done, Maggie. You're smarter than this, than what you've let on. You have lied repeatedly, more times than we. And to be honest, didn't you go on the news last night and say that TBI? Who?
Kirsty.
You go on the news last night and tell that TBI's not doing our job. You've been up here 100 times. How many TBI agents you see running around? How many Sullivan County investigators you see running around? How many FBI agents you see? We are breaking our backs to bring her home. Then you go out there and do that. That bothers us. But again, we're not in it for anything but to get and bring her home. And you hold the key to that. So with that being said, we're the only ones that can help you. And what I mean by that, and I want you to hear me out, what I mean by that is that when we talk to that DA's office and they say, hey, what did she, well, they're going to say, hey, because we have talked to them, we know she's lied for 6 days now, 5 days, whatever it is. I haven't seen them. Many of us have not seen a full night's sleep in well over a week because of this. But when they go to and say, hey, what did she tell you other than the lies? Because how many lies have you told us? How many? Dozens? Just say it. Let me help you. I'm here to help you. How many lies have you told us?
A lot.
A lot. Every day you've talked to us, right? I need to go to him, the DA, and say, look, I get it, she lied. She was a scared mother who didn't know what to do. Okay? But today, When he and I were in here talked to us, when you first talked to him, she started to tell us the truth. That truth is what's going to be able for me and him to go to the DA and say, hey, we know she told all these lies. She's telling the truth now. We can help her. We'll go to bat for her. And that's what we're willing to do, is to go to bat for her. Regardless of how many lies you told, we can start over right now. And I can go back and you say, hey, look, she was scared. We just need to bring her home. Hey, you need to help us do that. This is a start. But you, again, you just need to understand my perspective. You've been lied to before. How did it make you feel?
Bad.
And that was over probably something trivial. A boyfriend lied to you about going out with a girl or something like that. We're trying to bring her home. Dozens of guys out here and women out here and in Quantico, Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia are all working this thing. That's all we're working right now. To bring her home. Help me tell the DA she was finally the key that brought Evelyn home. I need you to be honest with us. Can you be honest with us?
I am being honest with you.
Is there any place other than here that she is that you know of?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Anything else you think might be important? Anything else you want to tell us? Okay. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I can't go.
You're not under arrest. I say all that to say that to be clear. You're free to go. Just you tell us you want to hang out here. That's fine.
Okay.
We'll continue to help you out. But again, the lies are over. We can't help you unless you tell the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Okay. You stay here. You want to go outside?
Can I just stay here?
Yes. If you need anything, you know, come in the door.
Is Angie here?
Who?
Angie?
She is.
Can I stay with her?
Yeah. You want to sit with her in here?
Can I stay with her in her office, or we have to sit here?
You'll get fine. Just sit tight. You've got food here, though, is that right?
Thank you.
I'll explain why I think that was good for the defense. I'm going to get a pause.
Agent Fraley, is that a fair and accurate depiction of your interview with Megan Boswell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Judge, I would move that as the next exhibit. Judge, may I have first score report?
Ask permission to approach the court reporter. That's pretty formal.
Agent Fraley, I want to, go back over some of the things she told you. You testified on your direct examination that she had told you she knew the baby was dead, not missing.
Correct.
Now, I didn't really see that initial thing in the video. Was that somewhere else? I mean, it's obvious from the context of what you all are talking about, but had that happened before that video?
Yeah, in my notes, she'd also talked to other investigators, and that was the first day of the 6 days or whatever day we were on that she told us that she was dead instead of missing.
Okay, do you know when did she tell you or did she tell someone else?
It was in other interviews, and again, we were all working together.
Okay.
And it, she'd, like I said, she'd talked with other investigators, but that was the first day. And then after that was revealed, that's when Detective Licklider and I brought her into this room and started talking to her again.
Okay.
Trying to clarify.
Just so we can clarify a few things for the jury, I think it becomes apparent, but there's a lady in a jail uniform as this video starts.
Yes, sir.
That's Angela Boswell.
That's her, Megan's mother.
And
yes, sir.
You all had arranged for her to be brought to the sheriff's department to meet with Megan?
Yes, sir. She asked to meet with her, and was able to do that.
Okay. And then as the video starts out, you start talking about he back a lot, and later the name Preston or Hunter Wood, because is that the he you all are talking about throughout that video?
Yes, sir, it is Hunter Wood that we were referred to as her boyfriend.
And at some point, I guess the other thing I noticed just so that for the jury's context, in the video you all refer to her as Maggie.
Yes, sir. Her name's Megan, but she was called Maggie. I think she told us that's what her nickname was from her real name.
That's what her family called her.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Fair. So she provided you with several locations that she thought the baby could be in.
Yes, sir.
And one of those was Tommy's property.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And ultimately, Evelyn was found on Tommy's property.
That's correct.
Now, this interview occurred on the 25th of February, 2020, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. When?
Got a hiccup here. Let's switch.
Are we back on the record?
No, are we back on the record? Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, can you?
Yes, sir. When was the body ultimately found?
March 6th of 2020.
Okay. Now, there's a conversation between you and Megan about the fact that you're not arresting her that day.
Yes, sir.
In fact, she was later arrested that night by Mr. Price, was she not?
I believe she was.
She did not end up leaving the Sullivan County Detention Center from the time the detention center and the sheriff's department are all connected together here.
Yes, sir. They're connected here. Their offices are in the same building.
One large building.
Yes, sir.
So she did not leave there from the time of that interview until she was arrested.
I don't think she did.
Now, when did you first search Tommy Boswell's property?
That would have been March 6th when Evelyn's body was found.
Okay. So, was there some reason you didn't search the property from the time she told you on February 25th until March 6th?
I can't recall specifically why we didn't, other than she had told so many lies. We didn't know if this was true or not, so there wasn't solid evidence because she had lied so much that this was the truth. So,
are you certain the property wasn't searched before?
Not by me, no, sir. It may have been searched, but
was it searched by the TBI, or do you know?
I don't recall. I wasn't out there until the 6th that I recall.
Okay.
There may have been other detectives, agents, FBI, Sullivan County, or even TBI for that matter.
As far as TBI goes, who was in charge of this at the time?
Agent Gratz was the case agent, David Gratz.
Who was the field office manager?
Christopher Wilhoit. He's the assistant special agent in charge.
Well, what was your position at the time?
I was to assist Agent Gratz in the case.
Okay. So you went there one time to that property?
That I recall, yes, sir, on March 6th.
As soon as we get a break, I'll explain why I think that video was good for defense, and I think it was a solid win.
I'll be showing you what's been previously admitted as Exhibit 17. Agent Fraley, you previously identified this photograph as how the trash can was found when you
yes, sir. It looks like the ones from yesterday.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, yes, sir.
Judge, all the monitors are off.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to.
Okay.
I have to look at the data.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got to put a little delay on here.
Okay.
The power Sorry.
There we go. You didn't notice, but I just added a delay. In case a graphic picture has popped up without warning.
I believe is this the position the trash can was in when you found it?
That's representative of, like I said, once the door was open, on how the trash can and the bags were there.
When you say it's representative, was the trash can moved and put back in place, or is that exactly how it was?
In this particular picture, I think that my best recollection is that's how it was. It wasn't. At some point in time, I did remove these and we stopped because of the weight of the trash can, believing that Evelyn might be in that trash can. But like I said, my best recollection is that was the way it was when the door was open and we first saw that.
Okay. At some point after picking the trash can up, was it placed back in the same position for more photos?
I believe, yes, sir, it was.
Okay, so some of the photos we saw yesterday, the trash can was not exactly as you found it. It was to the best of your ability to put it back. Is that fair?
Yes, and this probably, well, I don't want to probably, but yes, that is correct. It was moved and then replaced. And then, like I said yesterday, we stopped and made some phone calls after we confirmed or believed that to be Evelyn's body.
And the trash bag, the black trash bag, that's ultimately where Evelyn's body is found.
Underneath, it looks like, yes, there was a black trash bag on top of the one that's in there.
Okay. Where did you find the body? And what I mean by that is, did you find the body in the trash can after you had removed it? They're giving you a pointer, so if you need that. After you had removed the trash can from the building, or were you still in the building when you found the body?
Best I can remember, sir, was, like I said, we opened that door and we saw those items. Now we had the knowledge of, she had said that there was maybe to look for a trash can. So that alerted us. Red flag went off, if you will. That time I think I removed some items on top of that and maybe moved the can, but like I said, once I felt the can, it had some significant weight to it, more so than a regular trash can has household trash in it. Removed some items off the top of that, and then that's when I first saw the leg of Evelyn's body. Like I said, maybe replaced it or resituated best I can, stopped what we were doing, and made the appropriate phone calls.
So you say you replaced it?
Set it back, yes, close to it.
Set the trash can back in. Did you set the stuff back in the trash can that was on top of the body?
I don't recall putting those items back on top. I think once those items were removed, and some of the items I remember specifically, there was a bread bag, an empty bread bag that was in that top portion of the trash, and I recall it having a September 2019 expiration date, which again alerted us that, hey, this wasn't there like the rest of that stuff I testified to was obvious to me. It had been there for years, and now you had these couple bags of trash in this can that looked out of place or looked more recent. And I think, after seeing that, bread bag with that date, obviously that date gave us an idea that this was a window of time that was recent, that fit close to the proximity that Evelyn was reported missing.
Okay. So the black trash bag in Exhibit 17, it appears to be pressed down in the trash can. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So at some point you took it out of the trash can?
Yes, sir. That was, as I best recall, that was the first thing removed from that can.
Agent Fraley, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 15.
Okay.
Is that the same black trash bag?
Yes, sir. As best I recall, you could only see that portion in that last picture, and that's after it's kind of been opened.
Okay.
to inspect the contents inside.
Okay. So that picture was taken after you open the door, obviously. Did you take the trash bag out of the can, or did you?
I can't recall if I did or not. Like I said, I think I did, because to inspect the bigger bag that was down in the bottom of the can with Evelyn's body.
Okay, did you place the black trash bag back in the can?
I can't recall if I did or not. Like I said, once we confirmed that was Evelyn's body, or what we believed to be, we stopped. But I can't remember if I placed it back in there or set it to the side.
Now, I assume there's a protocol to how you all would handle a scene like this. Could you
Yes,
walk me through that?
Well, typically, like I said, this was a looking for Evelyn's body, because based off of what the phone call had come in to come there to search for items that he had said had been brought there and placed in the yard barn. We found those items. I think Special Agent Gratz and Haraz with the Sheriff's Department started looking, inspecting, and made the decision to take that. And then the process of that led us to the just to look in the playhouse where we found these items. So for protocol, I guess there's not a checklist to start looking, but once items are found, the protocol is to photograph those, bag those, seal those bags, mark those bags, and ultimately send them to our TBI labs for examination.
And I assume the protocol would be not to contaminate other pieces of evidence there. You want to keep everything as separate as possible.
As best we can.
You described the situation where you all placed her body on a clean body bag.
Yes, sir.
And I think you said y'all put wax paper on the porch prior to doing that.
I think it was like butcher paper, this rolled butcher paper, then the body bag on top of that, and then as we were removing the contents of the trash can, it was onto the body bag.
The black bag, when you inspected it, anything significant in it?
Like I said, the only thing that sticks out is that bread bag with the date. Kind of, like I said, that other stuff had been there for years, it appeared to me, and the others. And this appeared to be recent, and that date on that bag, I recall.
Okay. If I could approach the court reporter, Judge.
I think the video was a win for the defense, because most of what she was confessing to was something the defense has already conceded, that she didn't report when she should have. The stuff they got, the part about how Evelyn died, that brings in doubt. That points to something else. That brings in it could have been an accident. All these other things. So I think it was a general win that there is a part that hurts them, and that's her description of Evelyn's body being warm, eyes open, no bloodshot eyes, no discoloration, not gray. That part hurts. That's not good, because that's not consistent with waking up and finding that Evelyn had passed away. That's not consistent with asphyxiation. But the rest of that, I think, was a win. I agree. It showed that she lies, but her own lawyer admitted that they've already surrendered. They've already waved the white flag on that, so it's not losing ground in that area. Drop in the ocean for the wind bucket. Okay, I hear you. I'm in the minority here. Possibly rolled over on her when she was sleeping. Apparently, Hunter, the new boyfriend, the first night they were together in bed, Evelyn was between them. And she woke up during the night, and according to the video, she woke up during the night, and Evelyn had stopped breathing. Her eyes were open. She was warm. She wrapped her up in a blanket and carried her all day.
I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 11. You recognize that?
That looks like, yeah, that is one of the pictures introduced yesterday.
Okay.
That's the playhouse with the door open, showing the trash can inside the doorway.
And that's the front porch of the where you ultimately place the body bag, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could, do you have that pointer still?
Yes, sir.
Could you point for the jury and show them where you placed the paper, where you placed the bag?
Can you raise that? Does that raise up anymore? Okay, yeah, that's
better.
Yeah, it was on this porch right here.
And I'll take that one down. Actually, if we could go back to that for just a minute.
Okay.
Over here on the side, can you see what looks to be like it's wire?
This right here?
Yes.
Yes.
Looks like an extension cord or something.
I'm going to show you another picture.
Okay.
Does that appear to be the same wire?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that appears to be an accurate representation of the porch at some point during that night?
Yes, sir.
We'd move this as the next exhibit, Judge.
I agree. We haven't got to the testimony about guilt as to the cause of death. I think the state's already shown enough evidence that they could convict on some of the later charges, though.
Let me see everybody over here.
Post-death charges. Stacy, I've got a 5-second delay. I'm watching 5 seconds ahead on a dual feed, and I'll be cutting to this picture if something's shown that's extremely graphic. But I'll keep the audio on. Nicole, I think we're going to hear that from the medical examiner. I think that would be the
Go ahead and start.
most appropriate. Witness to bring that evidence in.
Agent Fraley, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 21.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that?
Yes, that was one of the photos introduced yesterday depicting the removal of the trash bag containing Evelyn's body from the can onto the body bag.
And that was done on the front of the porch, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was, at the time you all did that, the wire and stuff, was that kept away from that body bag, or?
Best I recall, we moved those items in order to clear the front porch to do this.
Okay, to keep from contaminating anything, I see.
Well, to provide room as a flat space, the most convenient place for that. But it was, like I said, right there on the front porch. I think it was moved off to the side of the playhouse.
Okay. If we could go back to the last, actually. We'll put back up Exhibit 46.
Karina, that's the burden the state has to prove here, that this was not accidental. They've gone for premeditated murder, which requires
46, I'm showing you around the wire and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Does it appear to you that there are some leaves and debris under the wire?
I can't make out, I'm sorry, I can't make out exactly what that is.
Okay. Now approach the witness. Do you recognize what that is?
Like I said, that's a little clearer picture. That's not.
What is that a picture of?
It looks to be a portion of that picture.
Sorry.
Is it up in this portion here? That area, is that a zoomed in
Yes,
of that area?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's that's a little clear.
Okay, and do you recognize that picture that you have in front of you?
Yes, sir. Like I said, it looks to be the middle portion of that, and it's a little clearer now that it does appear leaves, maybe some grass or hay or something there underneath that wire in this area.
Okay.
And also, it appears maybe 2 insect pupae right there.
If I may, I would ask that the picture is identified with the next exhibit.
You object?
No, no objection.
Consent.
We'd ask to publish this at this time. Agent Fraley, is that a better
Yes, sir.
picture for you to
Yes,
describe
sir.
to the jury?
It is.
I believe you said you saw some leaves.
Yes, sir. It looks like maybe right there.
Uh-huh.
And that might, that area right there is on what I said looked like grass or hay, possibly.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry, those two right there is what it said looked like insect.
You described those as pupae?
Yes, that's,
You talked about pupae yesterday. What's pupae?
it's just where an insect, once an egg is formed, it's formed as larva. In the middle of that stage before it fully develops into an adult, that's the stage of that.
Okay, so the egg would be laid and then it forms into this. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. That pupae, those do they move on their own?
Yes, they're living organisms, and they feed, which, like I testified yesterday, it's common with human decomposition that the eggs are laid on that decomposing human flesh, and that's where they develop from there.
Okay. You say they're living organisms, but in fact, a pupae is an insect in its inactive, immature form between larva and adult.
It's in the middle.
It's an inactive form.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So they don't crawl around, do they?
Like I said, the eggs are laid, and then they develop into an adult.
Okay, that's the stage before they become larvae, which would move around.
Yes, sir.
I think they're trying to get at the
me ask
scene
you
was
about
moved
the,
around before photographed.
So when you found the body in the trash can, it was in a bag, correct?
Yes, sir.
Evelyn had leaves in her hair?
I don't recall that. I don't recall that.
Okay, were there any leaves in that trash can?
I don't recall.
You say you don't. When you say you don't recall, I guess I want you to clarify. Did you say I don't remember? Are you saying I don't remember, or I don't remember?
Even reviewing the pictures yesterday, I don't remember saying. I mean, it's been 5 years, but even reviewing those, I don't remember seeing leaves inside of those.
So you don't think there were leaves in the trash can or her hair?
Like I said, I don't remember seeing those even after the review of those photographs yesterday.
Okay. I want to talk about the body. Obviously, when you find it, you had to move it to some degree.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you would have done your best to have placed it back you moved it out of the trash can and then placed it back like it was, I'm assuming.
No, sir.
Okay, tell me what you did.
Are you talking about removing the body and then putting it back in?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay.
That's incorrect.
Okay, tell me.
No, once we went into the playhouse, opened that door, saw what we saw, the trash can, the 2 bags that, like I said, were obvious to us that they didn't match everything else in that playhouse. It was, and then confirming, like I said, with the information that Megan had provided to us, that the trash can was in play. That first black bag removed, and then I talked about the empty bread bag that had expiration date. That confirmed this wasn't in the time frame of this other stuff with the dust and the cobwebs. Pulled that off, and that's when the odor of decomposition appeared or was present, and then pulled that fleece blanket back, and then that's when I saw the leg and the foot. That's when we stopped at that point. Then made our phone calls, forensic pathology, medical examiner, DA's office, and our chain of command.
So I assume you made as minimal of movement as the body as possible.
Yes, sir. Again, because we were, number one, trying to confirm if that was her. We were optimistic and hopeful it was. And once we verified that, at that point, we stopped and waited on them for guidance.
But it would be fair to say you moved the body.
Absolutely. We did. Like I said, not from the trash can and then put it back.
But you had to move it within the trash can in order to see what you were seeing.
No. Again, just pulled the blanket back and saw that leg and foot. We didn't. The body wasn't moved. Now, it may have moved when we moved the trash can, but we didn't physically touch the body, remove it, and replace it.
So fair to say you didn't try to move it, but when you moved the trash can, it could have moved.
Yes, sir. It absolutely could have moved.
Judge, could I have just a minute?
I think that's also a win for the defense, but I don't think it will. It's much, but it's another drop. It's another drop. The body could have changed positions when they moved the trash can.
Did you collect any evidence there yourself? I know, and what I'm saying is typically, at least for the jury, I'll explain the question. I know you know what I'm asking you, but typically a lot of law enforcement people are there. One person may collect this, one person may collect that. Did you collect any of the evidence there?
I recall when we first got there and we were in that yard barn where all that evidence was. I think Gratz wanted, Special Agent David Gratz wanted all of that taken. I think I assisted in that. And then, like I said, then went to the playhouse, found Evelyn's body, was active in processing that. Those bags, what wasn't sent to the forensic center for autopsy, which included Megan's body and the clothing and the blanket, those other items were collected. They were transferred from that scene over to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department, where we continued to process. But I think I was party to that as well. So I think to answer your question, what you're getting at, if I collected evidence items, and yes, I did.
Do you know which items?
I'd have to look at those lists because they were, it was voluminous in the items that were collected. It was dozens, I believe. I'd have to see that list to refresh my memory.
Because that's all the questions I have for Agent Fraley. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Redirect.
Just briefly, Judge. Agent Fraley, Mr. Scott asked you some questions about the moving of the body after you located it in the trash can. When you first saw the trash can and the black bag that was in there, how would you describe them as far as where they were positioned in the trash can?
Like I said, trash can, as we've seen in these photographs, the black bag was on top. Then you see it kind of opened. That's where the bread bag was. After that was removed, then was the white trash bag. After that is opened, then the next thing visible was the gray and white fleece blanket. Pulled that back, and that's when I first saw the legs. So if that answers your question.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, was the black trash bag just sitting on the top, or had it been pushed down inside, or did you have to, in other words, did you have to pull it out of
I pulled it out, yes, sir.
Okay. And the white trash bag, again, was it pushed down in there, or did you?
Yes, it was compressed almost to a degree of compression that it created like a vacuum coming out when we removed the bag from the can.
Okay, so it wasn't just gently placed on top of it?
No, absolutely not.
All right. And to the extent that you have already testified, you did not in any way, once you located the body in the trash can, manipulate it, pull it out. You didn't pull the trash bag up to look and see what else was in there. You all didn't do anything else with that until the medical examiner arrived.
No, like I said, we stopped, and even once it was removed, it was a gentle process where it was removing the bag containing the body, tilting that can onto the body bag on the.
Thank you, Agent Fraley. That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you, John.
Recross, any questions? The trash can, you all moved it outside of the building before the medical examiner got there?
I can't remember exactly, but that we could have moved that to the front porch to remove that black bag with the bread bag and then placed it back. I can't say 100% if that was done, but it could have been.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good witness for the state.
That's all, Judge.
Is he need to be made under subpoena?
I have served an additional subpoena on him should he be needed later.
Right. Agent Fraley, thank you for your testimony in this case. You're still under subpoena.
You're not released.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see if this next witness for the state is the gentleman.
Next witness, Judge.
Yeah.
State called Tommy Boswell.
Tommy Boswell.
Unless anyone, did any of the jurors need a break?
No breaks needed. This is Grandpa, child Evelyn's grandpa, right? Megan's dad. I am trying to point out the little points that defense is aiming to score. These are not major wins. This is not a victory, not guilty for the defendant. This is little areas where they might inject a seed of doubt in the mind of the jury that could later be sprouted into a reasonable doubt.
Would you raise your right hand and be sworn, please?
This could be pretty
Raise your
emotional.
right hand.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Tommy Boswell,
Solemnly
Sr.
swear affirm testimony you're about to give me the truth, the whole truth, and the truth, sir.
Yes, sir.
Speak in the microphone, please.
He's not the guy that was held in contempt.
Good morning, sir.
Or
Good morning.
If you would,
Held on
speak
bond.
like Judge asked, speak up close to that microphone.
All right, how's
There
that?
you go. That's better. You're Tommy Boswell, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Boswell, where do you live?
543 Muddy Creek Road, Boswell.
All right. Is that here in Sullivan County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you are
Didn't
the
we-
father
that's
of
the
the
crime
defendant,
scene.
Megan Boswell, is that right?
Yes, sir.
She's your daughter? Okay. And Evelyn is your granddaughter?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Megan's mother, who was she?
Angel Boswell,
All right.
or Jones.
Okay. And two of you, are you still married?
No, we've been divorced since 16.
2016?
Yes, sir.
How long were you all married?
17, 18 years, something like that.
Okay. Megan lived with the two of you while she was growing up?
Mainly lived with my mom and dad,
Okay. And where did they live?
right below me. We lived on the same piece of property.
Okay. There on Muddy Creek?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, did you have problems with Megan that eventually led to her being placed in foster care?
Well, that's her mother's fault for not sending her to school. And she'd come to stay with me. And then she wanted to go stay with her mom. I said, you got school. We got to go to court Friday. And I said, you don't go to school tomorrow. I said, they will send you off. Well, she went to stay with her mom. Mom didn't send her to school. Went to court. State took her.
Okay. Now, let's back up a little bit. This was after you and Angel were divorced?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. How old was Megan when all this took place?
The divorce, or which part?
When Megan went into foster care?
I think she's about 17.
Okay. She in high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, while Megan was in foster care, were you aware that she had a child?
Yeah.
Okay. And who was that child?
That was Evelyn, my granddaughter.
All right. Do you remember when she was born?
I'm so nervous today, I couldn't tell you the date.
All right. Which is November 2018?
That's right.
Sound
yeah.
about right? Okay. During this time that she was in foster care, were you working with DCS to get her back into your custody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've done everything in my power.
Okay. What sorts of things were they having you do?
I'd meet foster care parents on different weekends. We went to church events, different things like that, and then they finally let me get her on the weekends, and then she'd come over and stay.
All right. And she had Evelyn during this time with her?
No, Evelyn wasn't born then.
Okay. Did you do that after Evelyn was born?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Evelyn was born while she was in foster care,
Foster care,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, did Megan or Maggie come back to live with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember when that was?
I don't remember the exact dates. Okay. But it was after Evelyn was born.
All right. Okay. So Evelyn's born in November 2018.
Yes, sir.
So it was some point in time after that?
I can't remember exactly the dates, but she was real little whenever they come back.
All right.
I like this accent.
And that's to when you say she came back, was that to your house there at Muddy Creek?
Muddy Creek, yeah.
Okay.
Megan and Evelyn come back to my place.
So they were both living there with you. Who else was in the household at the time?
I had my little daughter and my son, and then my soon-to-be ex-wife was there.
Okay.
And she had her little boy part-time.
All right. When you say soon-to-be ex-wife, that's someone different than Angel, correct?
Yes, this is Ashley.
Ashley. And when you say Ashley, what's her last name? Ashley Rosenbaum. Okay. Were the two of you married at that time or dating?
Not at that time. We were engaged.
Okay. All right.
soon-to-be wife who would later become the ex-wife. Okay, got it.
When Megan came back to live with you, was she working? Did you help her out? How did she support herself?
I supported her.
Okay.
I supported her when she was with them people.
All right.
Bought her whatever she needed and give her money and stuff.
Okay. Well, tell the jury, because we don't know. What sorts of things did you do to help her out?
I give her money. She had my credit card number. She'd get stuff on it. I mean, if she needed anything, the baby needed anything, I seen to it they had it.
Okay. We heard some information that came out earlier today about Megan having a car. Did you have anything to do with that?
I bought her a brand new car, paid cash for it, get $20,000 cash for it, and her the title to it.
Did you help out with expenses for taking care of Evelyn?
Yes, sir.
While she was living there?
Yeah, I bought everything while she was there.
Okay.
Bought diaper genies, just whatever baby needed.
Okay. So how long did Megan and Evelyn end up staying there at the house with you?
I don't know exactly. I don't want to lie to you. Just a few months. It wasn't that long.
Okay, just a few months?
Yeah.
Well, what happened that caused her not to be living with you anymore?
Not clean her room, to be honest with you. I mean, I had my two little ones. Ashley had her boy part-time. And then we had Megan and my granddaughter. And Megan didn't want to clean her room. And that's causing problems between me and her.
Okay. So did she leave your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did she go from there?
I think she went to my mom's for a few days. And then she went up to the trailer park.
Okay. Judge, could I see exhibit number 1?
Should be diagram. I mean, no, sorry, not one. Mr. Boswell, I'm going to show you what's it is exhibit number 6. Do you see that on the screen in front of you?
Yes.
All right. Does that look like an accurate diagram of your property where you live out there on Muddy Creek? You recognize that?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. And if you're looking at the diagram up there at the top,
welcome back.
It says Tommy Boswell trailer.
Yes.
Is that where you were living? Is that where you live?
That's a house. It's not a trailer.
Okay. And then down below that, what's labeled as residence, is that the trailer where your mom was living?
Yeah, that's where my mom lives.
Okay. So she left your place up at the top there, Tommy Boswell, and then she moved just down, same piece of property, but there to where it shows as a residence.
Until her and Ashley got the trailer cleaned up and ready for her to move into it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, do you know how long she lived there at your mom's residence?
No, I don't, sir. I mean,
was it a long time? Weeks, months?
No, maybe a week or two. It wasn't long.
Okay.
There might be a lot of timber.
So where did she go from there?
Obscuring the ground.
To the trailer.
Okay. When you say
trailer park.
Okay. Did you or your son, family members, own a trailer park?
Yeah.
You're referring to it as a trailer park, but we don't.
Yeah.
We don't know what that is.
Yeah, we owned a trailer park, and we gave her a trailer.
Okay. Where was this trailer park located?
I can't even think of the name of that road.
Is it here in Sullivan County?
Yeah, it's here in Sullivan County. It's Sugar. I can't even think of the name of that road, sir.
Did you say Sugar?
I think it's Sugar something. Is it Sugar Hollow?
Sugar Hollow. Okay.
Is that the name of it?
Okay. Well, I can't answer that. I'm asking questions, so
okay.
you got to answer.
Yeah.
All right. So, was that something you owned, or your son owned, or
my son owned it?
Okay, your son owned it. So, how was it? Explain to me exactly what happened as far as Megan's living arrangements were concerned there at the trailer park.
What do you mean? She didn't have to pay no rent, no light bill. I mean, she didn't pay no bills. If that's what you're asking.
Okay, so you had a trailer out there and you let her go live there.
Yeah, and I paid all the bills.
Okay. Did she live there by herself, or who lived there with her?
As far as I know, just her and Evelyn.
Okay. Do you remember when this was that she moved into that trailer?
Goodness, no, I don't, sir.
Okay. Would you say
all this stuff I've tried to put back in my brain and I want to forget it, and I'm trying my best to remember it.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay. So she and Evelyn are living in this trailer by themselves out on Sugar Hollow. Is that right?
Yes, because.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you check your name, yes.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. If you need a minute, let us know. Okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Did you ever go out and see Megan and Evelyn when they lived there at the trailer?
A few times.
Okay. Did you see the condition of the trailer, what it looked like?
Most of the time I'd stay outside. She'd come outside to be pretty because I look around, pick up garbage and stuff.
Okay. So
but a couple times I went in, but not that much.
Okay. Did she have Evelyn with her?
Yeah.
When you were out there? Okay. So did there come a point in time at which you realized Megan was no longer living there in the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember when that was?
Nah, I don't remember the dates.
Okay. Did you do something as a result of the fact that Megan was no longer
living there? I told her, I said, if you're not going to live there, I said, you need to let it snow. I said, we need to rent that.
Okay. And did you do something?
Yeah, I told her, I said, if you're going to live with Hunter, I said, you need to move your stuff out.
Okay. And did she do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to clean it out or do anything to it before you could re-rent the trailer?
There's a guy worked with us. He took care of the park, as you say. He got free rent, and he cleaned it up and done stuff like that and mowed.
Okay. Well, do you remember what the condition of the trailer was when Megan moved out?
It was pretty dirty.
Okay. Did he have to do anything, or did you have to pay to have anything done to the trailer to be able to re-rent it?
Oh, yeah.
And what was that?
Just cleaned all the furniture and stuff out and cleaned it up, and they had to replace some of the floor, which was bad.
Okay. Did Megan leave anything behind in the trailer, or do you know? Did she take her? Well, let me ask it this way: did she take all her stuff with her?
I didn't go through the trailer.
Okay. This guy that you hired?
He did, and I told him, I said, whatever's left, she said she didn't want, and I said, there's a truck there, load it in the truck, take it to landfill. That's what we done. Whoever moved out, we clean them out. That's what we do.
Okay. So you loaded up a bunch of stuff in a truck and hauled it off, or had this guy do that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you know where Megan was staying? You said that she was no longer living in your trailer.
She's supposed to be living with Hunter.
Okay. Was that Hunter Wood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Was that, as far as you know, was that her boyfriend at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Had you met Hunter?
Not at that time, I don't think.
Okay. Do you remember when the first time that you met Hunter was?
Goodness. It was either when she come up Earth Angel to get my two little ones, or when we went to Gatlinburg for Christmas, or Pigeon Fords.
Okay. So you went with, well, let me ask you this. Who did you go to?
Hunter, my son, and his family, and me and my family, and Megan and Hunter went.
Okay. And when was that again?
That was the day after Christmas or the day before Christmas. I can't remember exactly.
All right. So it's around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You met Hunter.
Yeah.
Who was he there with Megan?
Yeah.
All right.
I could have met him before that and don't remember now. I don't want to lie to you, but that's the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Pigeon Forge is a popular destination.
Your trip there at Pigeon Forge, did Megan have Evelyn with her at the time?
No, sir.
It's got Dollywood.
Did that seem unusual to you?
Yes, I asked her.
Okay. You asked her what?
Amusement parks.
Where Evelyn was at.
Okay. Did she tell you?
Said that Ethan had her.
Okay. Do you know who Ethan was?
Yeah, I met Ethan. He's a nice young man. I thought a lot of Ethan.
Okay. And who did you think Ethan was at that time? Or who did she say Ethan was?
Well, they used to date.
Okay.
But she said Ethan was the father.
Okay.
And he wanted to see Evelyn. He'd been in the Army. Okay. So I said, I'm going to stand back. If he's going to man up and want to see his child, I'm going to let him see her for a while. You know, then after a while, I said, enough's enough. It's my turn.
Okay. So at that time, when you went on this trip, she told you Evelyn's with Ethan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you thought that was a good thing?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. After this trip to Pigeon Forge, did you see Megan after Christmas?
Here or there, very rarely.
I'm sorry. Could you
Just here or there, not that much.
Here or there, okay. Did you see Evelyn?
No, last time I seen Evelyn was on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Did you ever, in those times that you saw Megan after Christmas, did you ever ask her, hey?
Yes, I asked her numerous times.
Okay. And what did she tell you?
She kept coming up with different stories and different lies.
Okay. Well, what was she telling you?
First, it was Ethan had her. No, first, let me back up, I'm sorry. Hunter's mom was watching her. And then she come off with Ethan had her. Then after it went on for a while, I said, I'm going to do something about this. Well, she told me that Ethan wouldn't give her back. I said, hey, let's go get an attorney. I said, he can see his daughter, but I said, he's not taking her.
Okay. What did she say when you told her that?
I can't remember exact words. She said, Dad, give me a day or two or something. She said, I'll get her or something. And just lie after lie.
Okay. Any point in time did you ever see Evelyn?
No. Last time I seen her was on Thanksgiving, sir.
Okay. So, at some point, did you make an ultimatum to Megan about seeing your granddaughter?
Yeah. I told her and I told her mom.
Okay. What did you tell her?
It was on a weekend. Oh, excuse me. I said, come Monday morning, which I told this to her mom. I said, come high hell water. I said, I'm going to get on the phone. I said, I'm going to find my granddaughter. I said, I don't care what I got to do. I said, I want to know what's going on. I said, enough's enough. And that's when I got on the phone and made the phone call.
All right.
That Monday morning.
All right. And did you talk with, who did you talk with?
I don't know. I can't remember all of their names.
Okay. Was it somebody at DCS?
Yes, sir.
Department of Children's Services?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did you tell them?
I just told them I told you I hadn't seen my granddaughter when I was worried about her.
Okay. Did you tell them how long it had been since you'd seen your granddaughter? Okay.
And then I think they got me in touch with Miss Constance, said her name.
Okay. Well, I can't answer questions from you, Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So if you remember, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well.
I think that's her name is Constance.
Okay.
I'm saying it right.
And Constance, does she work at DCS?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you talked to her about, again,
the
fact that you had not seen Evelyn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happened after you made this report to the Department of Children's Services?
It wasn't long. The detectives was up there, best I can remember.
All right. So after you reported, then you start meeting law enforcement officers
Yes,
come to talk to you?
Yep.
Okay. Did you cooperate with them?
I was 100%.
All right.
100%. Whatever they needed done or searched or done, I give them permission to do anything.
All right. Did they come out there to your place, your property out there on
Yes,
Muddy
sir.
Creek?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, this was sometime in February of 2020. Is that right?
That sounds about right.
Okay. Did you keep up? Obviously, at that point in time, you realized something is going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you, as time went on, continue to talk to and cooperate with law enforcement? Talk to them about what was going on?
Mm-hmm.
Keep in touch with them?
Oh, yeah. We stayed in touch.
All right. Now, do you remember on March the 6th of 2020 calling the TBI?
March 6th. Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was the reason that you called them on that day?
Me and Ashley was talking. Her and Megan used to switch phones all the time.
Okay, hold on. If you could, I think Mr. Scott had trouble hearing what you said.
Trouble hearing the first sentence.
If you could start over and repeat what you just said.
About Ashley and her switching phones.
Well,
which part?
I think the beginning part of it.
When I called TBI?
Yes.
Okay, well, before that, me and Ashley was talking. Okay. They used to switch their phones all the time.
Okay, when you say they, are you talking about
Megan and Ashley? They'd switch their iPhones and trade backwards and forwards.
Okay.
And I told Ashley, I said, call that TBI guy back and tell him he can have that phone. There might be something on that phone. Because I prayed and done everything I could to help them. And they come back and got the phone.
Okay.
When they got the phone, they got to the gate and I asked Ashley, I said, what about that stuff Megan put down there in Dad's building? She said, I don't know. I said, well, call them back and tell them to go down there and look in it.
Okay. All right. And did you all call them back?
Yeah, Ashley did.
Okay. And as a result of calling them back, did law enforcement then return to your property?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did you do once they arrived there at your property?
I told them about the building because I come in one day and I remember seeing her car backed up to the building and the door raised.
Okay. I'm sorry, could I see Exhibit 6 again?
So it's her car.
Sorry, Judge. All right. Mr. Boswell, you see Exhibit 6, what's been previously introduced as Exhibit 6 again?
Yes, sir.
All right. There's a laser pointer right there when you're standing up on your witness stand right there.
This?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if you push the button.
Don't point it at your eyes.
You described a vehicle being backed up next to the shed. Can you, on there, point where?
This one right here.
Okay. You've indicated on there what's...
Right there, it's got a roll-up door.
All right. That's the one directly below what's listed as residence.
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right. And so after you showed that to the law enforcement officers?
We went down there, I rolled the door up, there's a pile full of stuff, and as I was walking away, I saw there's her playhouse back her dad had built for her. Okay. Basically, we looking at it, I said, do what you need to do.
Okay. Let's back up just a second. When you rolled the door up to the shed,
mm-hmm.
All right, you saw stuff in there?
Just clothes and miscellaneous stuff like that.
Had you at any time in the months leading up to that been in that shed at all, or anybody been in that shed to your knowledge?
That one there where her clothes are at, yeah, sometimes we're in and out that one because we got some stuff we keep in there.
Okay. All right. So after you look in that building, where do you take law enforcement, or where do you?
I'll show them where to. Let me show you on the thing.
Yes, if you don't care.
Let's see.
Thank you, Leonard Papa.
I can't really see it from here.
On the jury,
right
14
there.
months.
Okay. Is that what's been marked as playhouse?
Playhouse.
All right.
Yeah. As I was walking away, I said, "That's the playhouse my dad had built for Megan."
All right. And when was that built for Megan?
See, we moved there in 03, probably around 04, 05. Okay. He built a barn, and when he got done building the barn, he had some leftover lumber, and they made he built a playhouse out of it.
All right. And that was built just for Megan?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else ever use it or play in it? Or?
As far as I know, no.
Okay. And again, in the months leading up to Sheriff's Office showing up there, had anybody been in that playhouse?
As far as I know, no.
Okay. All right. Your property, Mr. Boswell,
mm-hmm.
In order to get onto the property, is there any gates or anything?
Yeah, I got a fence and a gate.
Okay. And what do you have to do in order to get past that
It's
gate?
like a key fob, remote control. You just push it and the gate opens.
Okay. And if you don't have the key fob, you can't open the gate.
No, but you can walk around it.
Okay. You can't drive. You can't drive around it.
No. There's no way you get on my property.
Okay.
No.
Did
gate ain't open.
Did Megan have a key fob?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So she could get onto the property if she wanted to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you ever give a key fob to Hunter?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see Hunter up on your property without Megan?
No.
Okay.
I wonder if he saw Megan when the car was backed up.
Mr. Boswell, do you remember giving permission? I know you said you cooperated with law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
You remember giving permission to the sheriff's office to film the entrance to your property with a drone to show the location of that gate and where the shed and playhouse were?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. And do you remember reviewing that drone footage prior to coming into court here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did that footage accurately show the location of where your gate was, the trailer on the property, as well as the shed and playhouse?
Yes, sir. Nothing's changed.
Okay. Judge, there's a video drone footage that Mr. Boswell's identified. I'm going to move to make that an exhibit, and we'd ask to publish that to the jury.
Any objection?
Yes.
The full exhibit number 48.
I think it was a combination, possibly skipping school and problems in family life. New Bunk Foss, congratulations on 20 months. Thanks for the happy vibes. This is a tough case. This Evelyn's grandpa here on the stand is doing an amazing job. I think he feels 100% truthful to me. Doesn't look like he's holding anything back. This must be terrible for him. Yeah, if we can get some clarification on who Ashley is. Ashley and Megan traded phones.
Yeah.
Was Ashley a sibling of Megan's, or
just before you stood up, it went away?
The fiance of Tommy?
Hold on.
I'll be back.
It's his second wife?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. I don't know why they traded phones. Well, let's see. That's a nice gate. It's a cattle fence, but it's got an automated opener. It's a nice property. Some fancy editing there. And you kicked it. You broke it. Let's try to rewind.
I tell you what to do.
Judge, I think I'm just going to...
I'm going to turn the Zoom off. Let's see if that helps. Hold on just a second.
Judge just killed Zoom. Sorry to anyone who might have been watching the trial on Zoom. Some fancy editing skills, locking labels to objects in the video. Thank you, Leonard Papa. We've got an outbuilding there on the left. Omami's residence. They're on the right. Flying under the branches through the trees. There's the playhouse behind the outbuilding. It's a well-kept property.
Mr. Boswell, in the video that was shown, the trailer was labeled Omami's residence.
Yeah, that's right.
Just so we're clear, the jury doesn't get confused. Omami.
Yeah.
Who is that, or what is that?
That's my mom.
Okay. Is that a nickname that
Yeah,
Megan
it's
had?
a nickname.
Okay.
We always start calling her.
Okay. And so that's where she lived.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a drone video.
Mr. Boswell, at any point in time, did you ever see, or did Megan ever come up to your property with Hunter and have Evelyn with her?
No. Not that I can remember of, no.
Okay.
Because the last time I seen Evelyn was on Thanksgiving.
Mr. Boswell, one other thing that was shown in the drone footage there, there was a camper that was sitting in front of the trailer. That camper was not sitting there back in 2020. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. But everything else as far as
everything else is actually the same.
positions of the buildings.
Yeah, other than the camper.
Okay, that was accurate. Thank you, Mr. Boswell. If you would answer your questions, Mr. Scott has for you.
Can I get some water, please? Something to drink.
Tell you what, before you start, let's take our morning break. We'll take about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
One stand, please.
Get the man some Deer Park water.
Okay.
I think you guys are right. The judge has the laptop cover on his Apple MacBook or MacBook Air. I'm not sure which one it is. But it's the Tennessee Titans colors, so he's obviously a Volunteers fan. He's got a little orange in his tie as well. I think that's a safe bet.
Maybe seated, thank you.
Mr. Boswell, during this break, you're instructed not to discuss your testimony with any other witness or allow any witness to discuss their testimony with you.
Okay.
You can step down. We'll get you a ball.
Okay, thank you.
15 minutes.
Judge, just so the court's aware.
Okay. All right, we're waiting for the video to come back. We've got a little bit of a break here. Tennessee Vol colors, not the Titans. Did I say Titans? It's the same colors that Megan had on her shirt. I think she was actually arrested wearing a Tennessee Volunteers. I said Titans. I was thinking the movie. Megan was wearing a Volunteers shirt when she was arrested. The same one she was wearing when she was interrogated. Let's see. We've got quick little water break here. I want some water too. Hang on one second. I've placed my order with my child. We'll see if he brings me some. I think he's here. Okay. All right. Here. Sorry, we're trying to get the got a different video. There we go. All right. Can you use a roll of stamps to send stickers? I can mail you a roll. What size of envelopes to use? I buy the stamps. Don't. I didn't know this. I had not bought stamps. I've not purchased. Did I say bought? I apologize. I read a pen. I had not purchased stamps in many years. The last time I bought stamps, they required lick and spit on the back to stick them. Now they're all just stickers. So I buy sheets of stamps at the post office. So I've got a few left, but most everybody is sending self-addressed stamped envelopes to get their stickers. I've actually got 3 more. I need to get in the mail today. We're going out to Deb, Amy, and Gerloff. I think it's Gerloff. But all right. Lots of Vols fans here. Bug Dugger, thank you for the stamp fund. You guys are most generous. Francis, yes, I believe yours went out the other day. It should be to you in the next day or so for sure. But if it doesn't show up, let me know. We'll make sure that gets to you. Can I send postage to cover Scotland? I don't know how much it costs to send a letter overseas. That would be quite considerable. I know some of the stuff we've mailed to other countries have been ridiculously expensive. So we have to. If it's expensive, I'd appreciate you helping cover that. I'll cover the cost of the sticker, but let me know. Let me know the the cost of the postage. We sent some coins and stuff to I think it was France for the auction that we did with Ian Runkle for the charity auction, the hospital charity auction, and that one was, I think, just a little package with those coins and hat pins in it. I think they were like $75 to ship it to France. Whoa! It's worth more than the items inside it. But yes, Kelly, we still have stickers available. I've got about, thank you, non-adopted son. Appreciate that. I've got water. I've got about, 75 more stickers. If there's a lot of interest, I can buy more. I do wait until they're on sale with Sticker Mule so that I can get them a little cheaper. But I can only buy 50 at a time when they're on sale. Is she in custody? Yes, she is. I think she has like $1 million bond. It's right up there. It's pretty high. Yes, if stickers available. The best thing to do, if you'd like a 10-pack, we do sell them at our store on the Sticker Mule website. We have a Recovery Addict store where we have a couple items. I think even a couple shirts are up there. But you can get a 10-pack there, and the Sticker Mule, I think, does free shipping on those, at least to the United States. I don't know internationally how that works. But there's the link there. You could get a 10-pack there. If you just want one, if you'd be kind enough to send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the burner phone box, not the burner phone, but the P.O. box, I'll put a sticker in there and send it back out to you and send out a sticker that way. So I'd be happy to do that. If for some reason it's either difficult for health reasons or whatever else for you to be able to send that, or if financially things are tight, and I've been there when it's that tight that a stamp just is not in the budget, send me a text. I'll cover all the cost and I'll write the envelope and put a sticker on it. Just send me a text with your address and the request for a sticker, and I'll get it out to you. $1 million bond. It's one of the highest bonds. Thank you. I've got a couple of things on the burner phone right now, so I'll get those taken care of here shortly. Let's see. Can I drop off some? What? Letitia Stalk? Blackbird, I'm not sure if I get this joke. I'm not sure if I got that joke. Please explain it to me. Use a crayon. Explain it as you would to a child, so you make sure I understand. Could you not send one to a distributor in Europe and they issue them out? I could. I'm not good at lining that stuff up. If there's, I wish. I don't know. I don't like having a lot of links in the chain. If something goes wrong, I'd hate for somebody to arrange for something and because of somebody else, it doesn't happen the way I expected it to. So I'd like to be in control as much as possible. Are you going to cover Maya oral arguments in front of the appeals court on on the 12th. Probably not the full audio, but we might do a breakdown of it. It just depends what else is happening in court at that time. There's going to be, there's a couple things going on. Why don't you buy in bulk from the manufacturer? I did. I bought 150 of them at a time. It's just I bought. They're close to $2 each. I think the stickers are. I bought 150 or so, which made them cheaper, down to about I think $1.30 or so. But I don't want to have like 5,000 stickers here if nobody wants them. I can only use so many of them myself, right? Let's see. She's in jail here. I can drop stickers off to her. She's probably a fan of the channel. Hope not. Hope not. Yeah, we do have sticker packs, and we also have some refrigerator magnets that are the same. The stickers are sort of like the reflective. See how it's got the little rainbow reflective background? The magnets are just a full color refrigerator magnet, just a glossy magnet. And the magnets are only available on the Sticker Mule website. I don't have enough to send those out. Plus they're a little heavy, and I think they need extra postage. Rachel, I have not looked at this trial yet. I'll have to do some research. I know we have a couple trials coming up that we're interested in. Obviously, Karen Reed, who's having a hearing today, is a possibility, but I'm not going to cover the Karen Reed trial again if it's just a rehash of the previous one. If it's the same trial over again with just the same arguments and the same theory by the state of events, that doesn't interest me as much as if there is new evidence and a different spin on things. So we'll sort of watch and see how that plays out. We also have Corey Richens coming up. I think she's going to be the end of April. That's probably going to overlap some with Karen Reed, and then later in the summer, obviously Brian Koberger is going to be a big one that we're going to be following probably for about 12 weeks. So multiple months of coverage there, and I'm working on a couple things there to try to get you something really neat and special for that trial. So it's techie, it's nerdy, it's right up my alley, but that's what we're working on there. Nurse for God, the verdict that came down yesterday in the Colin Griffith trial caught a lot of people off guard, and even myself, where I said I think he did it. I settle all throughout the trial. I'm not sure if the state's overcome that reasonable doubt area. Even I was surprised, having said that going into it. I was expecting a guilty verdict of some kind, but a clean sweep on the not guilty was very surprising. Yeah, there's some issues there. I've been a little more, I think, reserved in my criticism of Judge is it Canoni? I can never remember her name. Judge Bev. That's what everyone calls her. She has a unique style that I will admit is not my favorite, but I don't think she's been absolutely terrible. She's not on my favorites list. P. Will, I don't know if there's payment being made there. I think we're at the point where it's right about that period, but it's one of those things that they may have settled. They may settle, and if they haven't already, and those things are sort of done in secret, and so we might never know how it ultimately ends up. Yes, the link for Sticker Mule is right here. Just scroll up just a tiny bit, Sloth Life. Hopefully they do ship internationally. Corey Richens has preliminary hearing in August. I thought it was in April. I hope it doesn't, because if it goes in August, we might have, doubling with Brian Koberger. Barb, I don't know. I've not had time to look. Have any of the jurors spoken out in the Colin Griffith trial yet? Has anyone come and basically given an interview or given us some sort of insight into what happened in that deliberation room and why they went the way they did? Amber, I saw that update locally on the community pages in Port Charlotte. There seems to be a fair amount of, I would guess you say, outrage over the verdict, and people not happy with how it went down. Donna G, just getting here. Is it worth going back and watching? Donna, I would suggest that you start where we are and just get a synopsis of what led up to this moment. Maybe go back and rewatch the interview portion that started this morning that was shown with Megan talking to detectives. But yesterday's testimony was incredibly tough to sit through. Hearing the details of Evelyn's body and how it was treated and how it was found, what the officers had to do as they discovered it. It hurts. It'll hurt soul deep listening to that. So looks like we're coming back here. I'm going to go back and get a delay on the feed here in just 1 second. So hold tight. I would probably recommend not watching day one. There's on our feed that we didn't show anything that I regret showing. We did cut a couple
Boswell, 2 felony convictions. They are dated they're dated 9/24/2014. They're entered, I guess, 10/1/14, so that would be the working date the judgments were entered against him. One is for...
We're talking about a witness here.
Sorry, I had the wrong judgments. I separated. Let me start over with that.
The jury gets to know...
I propose to impeach him with 2 felony convictions. One from aggravated assault, judgment entered 12/11/14, and one for kidnapping, entered 10/1/14. Obviously, those are over the 10-year time limit, but I would suggest that the court, given that the delay in this trial caused in large part because of COVID. This started in COVID, and if you'll remember, when this started, I think the court was trying no cases. I think the docket really, nothing was being tried for several months there afterward. Ms. Boswell did have a counsel change, but as I recall, I came in on the first date. I set this trial date and never asked for another continuance. Can I approach?
Yeah.
They're going to impeach Tommy Boswell with prior convictions that are past the 10-year limit. Basically trying to tell the jury, you can't believe him because of his past. This is something they're allowed to do, but I think it's within that 10-year period to make it relevant. See what the judge's ruling is. They're citing COVID and the delays caused by COVID as to why they should be allowed outside of the 10-year period. Kidnapping, that surprised me. They're not impeaching his testimony.
That is outside the 10-year time period.
Here's the time period.
They're impeaching his character.
Evidence of the conviction under this rule is not admissible if a period of more than 10 years has elapsed between the date of release from confinement and commencement of the action or prosecution. If the witness was not confined, the 10-year period is measured from the day of conviction rather than release.
Judge grabs the rule book. It's now going to come down to basically a calendar and a calculator.
Looks to me like the prosecution was commenced February 25th, 2020. Right? That's when the affidavit of complaint was signed. And that would be the commencement of the action.
Yes.
So 10 years from 12/11/14 will be 12/11/24.
Yes.
Basic math.
So it's allowed.
That means that for purposes of Rule 609, it's within the 10-year period. Because it says he got straight probation, so there was no period of confinement. So you go from the date of conviction. Well, the judge signed it on 12/11/14. Sentence was imposed on 12/9/14. So 2/25/2020 is within the 10 years.
Judge makes the call straight on the rules. Looks like the jury is going to get to hear about these convictions that Tommy Boswell has. These are little wins.
Jim, are you following my logic?
I am. Yes, Judge.
But
So
if
these
Tommy's
both
truthful in
felony
answering these,
convictions, they appear to fall within 10 years as contemplated by Rule 609A, B. So you'll be allowed to ask about this.
Thank you.
Now, I do expect you to follow 609. You ask him, if he says yes, that's the end of it. If he says no, then we can move from there.
Yes.
okay, he has to be truthful.
Just so I'm clear, I can ask about each offense. I can ask him, you're convicted of kidnapping on this date, you're convicted of aggravated assault on this date.
Yes.
They can't. Now, the fact that the state did not expect this and thought it was not allowed, Tommy doesn't know this is coming. And the state might have incorrectly told him that he won't be asked about this and this won't come
Give him a
up.
bottle of water.
I think so. You
This is truly going to be a test of his truthfulness. I think he will tell the truth. I don't know why you would lie in court, where the one place that can actually just type on the keyboard a couple times and see exactly whether or not you're lying.
My wife complained last night because I look all hunched over all the time. She's like, sit up straight. The problem is I can't see if I don't hunch over. I hunch over because it gets the distance from my reading glasses.
Judge needs new glasses. That's what I heard.
Did you get some more?
If you don't. Yeah, I left it in the room. I didn't know to bring it back in or not.
All right. We ready to proceed, Mr. Scott?
Yes, sir.
Jim?
Yes, sir.
If the jury's ready to bring him in.
Jury.
Okay, he's not on the jury. The jury's going to find out right now that the dad, Tommy Boswell, has 2 prior convictions, one for assault and one for kidnapping. And they're within the 10-year rule based on how Tennessee counts between the conviction and the time the prosecution started in this case. So the jury is allowed to know.
Close this if that's okay.
This is not to impeach anything he said prior to this. It's to impeach his
stand,
character.
please.
Thank you, sir.
They're not. If he's truthful, there will be very few questions. It will be basically two questions.
Good morning, Mr. Boswell. My name is Gene Scott. I represent your daughter.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Same better.
Understand. Got just a couple of things I want to ask you, I guess initially. You were convicted in this court of aggravated assault on December the 9th, 2014, felony offense.
What's that got to do with this case, sir?
Yes or no?
Yes.
And likewise, you were convicted of kidnapping on 9/24/2014 in this court of a felony offense. Is that correct?
I took a plea bargain on it, yeah.
Were you convicted?
Yeah, because I took a plea bargain, I didn't take the court.
Got under his skin.
But since 2012, I've not had a speeding ticket.
Well,
yeah.
Sir, you were convicted in 2014. You said since 2012 you haven't done anything?
2014. No, it was 2012.
I don't think this line of questioning is...
I wasn't convicted enough in 14.
Right. We're going to move on.
Okay.
I was not convicted enough in 14.
He was.
Judge, we had a jury out hearing about what he could ask as far as that was concerned. Now we're just going into...
Tommy might have his dates wrong. It's agreed to the conviction. I don't know if the date matters that much.
All right. Go ahead, Mr.
Mr. Boswell, I want to ask you just a few questions to follow up on your direct examination testimony.
Yes, sir.
Initially, I'll start going backwards. We saw that drone video of your property. When was that taken? Do you know?
He stated the date. I don't remember dates and times.
That was taken after this investigation had commenced.
Yeah.
Correct. After Evelyn's body had been found, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. And talked about you have a gate.
Yes, sir.
A clicker, and I think you volunteered in your direct testimony that appeared on the drone video. If someone wanted to walk into that property, they just have to walk around the fence. It's not, you can walk in there easily.
Yeah, you can walk in there.
It's not secured that someone couldn't walk in there.
Right.
And you said that Megan had a opener to the gate.
Yeah.
What kind of openers are those?
It's like a little key fob thing, and you stick them on your sun visor just like your garage door opener, sort of.
Okay. And that was something she kept in her car?
Yeah.
So anyone who had her car would potentially have that. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, somebody had her car.
You talked about a day that you saw Megan backed up to that yard barn with her trunk open?
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to her that day?
No, I was in a hurry. My boy, I think, had a seizure or something going on, and I had to get back up the hill to take care of it. Rolled up. By, I seen her car backed up to that building with the door that rolled up and the trunk open, but I never seen her.
You didn't see her, just the car?
Just the car.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got a problem with my...
Also, you talked about Megan telling you at some point that Hunter's mom was babysitting Evelyn. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Was Hunter present for that conversation?
No, not that I remember.
Not that you can remember, or do you know, one way or the other?
I don't think so, sir. I don't want to lie to you, but I don't think so.
Were you present for all the searches conducted by law enforcement on your property?
Most time, yeah.
How many searches were conducted on your property?
Just one, I think.
You don't recall a search on February 23rd of 20?
That's when he brought the dog out, I think.
Okay. Who brought the dog?
TBI guy, I guess. I don't know who he was.
And that was prior to Evelyn's body being found.
Yeah, that's before.
Okay. And obviously they didn't find anything that day.
No.
Did you watch them run the dog?
Not really. I watched some of it. I mean,
Okay. Did you see the dog pass in proximity to the playhouse?
they was mainly concerned down in there, in that bottom where it's filled in at, and the back, like that farm that joins my property, back around in there.
They searched the whole property though, didn't they?
I don't think they brought the dog on top of the hill. I don't know. I didn't watch them the whole time.
You didn't watch it,
No. But when they got the dog out, that's where they were at, down there at the bottom, and then I turned around doing something else.
You talked on your direct examination about how Megan come to move out of your home. There's some kind of discord, I guess, with you, her, Ashley, about the way she kept her room.
Yes, sir.
Did you kick her out, basically?
No, I didn't kick her out. She went to my mother's, and I had a trailer waiting on her that her and my soon-to-be ex-wife, Ashley, cleaned up and got ready for her to move into.
Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about the dollhouse. Like, you're the one that suggested that to law enforcement that they should search that. Is that right?
How all I got started was about the phone. Me and Ashley was talking about the phone. They come and got the phone. And then me and Ashley kept talking. I said, what about that stuff Megan put down there in Dad's building? So she called them back. They come back. Went down there, and as I was leaving, I said, oh, there's the playhouse Dad had built for her, too.
But just to be clear, you didn't see Megan put anything in the building. You saw her car.
I just seen her car.
Not
and
Megan.
the trunk was ragged. I didn't see nobody. I was more concerned about my son. I had to go get his medicine because he had a seizure.
Okay. Oh, the day you saw the car.
Yeah.
I understand.
So I was getting it up the hill to take care of him.
And had you never thought, when did you start to suspect the child could be on your property?
I didn't suspect the child was on my property.
Why did you call him to come down to the yard barn?
To see if there's a clue in that stuff she put in the building. Because I worked right hand in hand with law enforcement to try to help them every way I could.
When's the last time you were in that dollhouse?
I couldn't tell you, sir. It's been years.
It's been years since you've been in.
I couldn't tell you when's the last time I've been in that dollhouse. Half them buildings down there, I don't go in.
How big is your property?
11 acres. 10.9 acres to be exact.
How close is that dollhouse to your house?
It's about 600 feet away, 700.
It's close to your mother's house.
Yeah.
You go see your mother often?
Yeah. But when I go to my mom's, she could go into the back because she can't get down her steps, so I cut her spot out around the back so she go in the back, not to climb the steps, so we go in and out the back.
But you were down there at your mom's during that time frame, weren't you?
Not that much sometimes.
Okay, have 1 second, Judge.
Defense trying to cast doubt on Tommy is not working. I think jury, even knowing that he's got a conviction for a couple things back in 2012, I don't think the jury's buying that he was somehow involved in this somehow. His story checks out. He's likable.
No further questions. Thank you,
Seems
Mr.
truthful.
Boswell.
Reader,
No, Your Honor.
is he free to go, or does he need to remain under subpoena?
Defense, don't do this.
I would say under subpoena, Judge, we'd ask that he not watch the trial or talk about it.
We instructed them. As far as
Mr.
that's
Boswell,
concerned.
you're finished with your testimony for now.
Okay,
You are
sir.
being subject to recall.
Okay.
So you're not to discuss your testimony with any other witness or allow any witness to discuss their testimony with you, and you're specifically ordered not to watch the live Class 2 trials.
Okay. Oh, I never watched TV anyway.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, next.
The state would call Austin Feller.
Okay, Austin, he's our guy I think he was the guy who was he failed to show up for subpoena on Monday. Is that the one? You better be here. Is there a $500 guy? Yeah.
Mr. Boswell, sit back out for a while.
Was Mr. Boswell trying to sit down in court and watch?
Stand on the list, speak into the microphone, remain standing so the judge can swear you.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name.
Austin Feller.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see you again, sir.
Speak in the microphone for us.
They better release him. If they don't release him at the end,
Good
he
morning,
is
sir.
ordered to appear in court.
You're Austin Feller, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Feller, at one point in time, did you live at a trailer park out on Sugar Hollow Road?
Yes.
And is that in Sullivan County?
Yes.
All right. And why were you living there at that particular location?
Because at the time I was working for Tommy & Sons Paving, and they said I could live there for free if I were to do maintenance on the trailer park.
Okay. And was that back in 2019?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to hand you two pictures, Mr. Feller, and ask you if you recognize what's shown in those pictures.
Yeah, I recognize them.
Okay, and what are they? What is it?
The pictures of the trailer that she lived in.
Okay. And when you say she, you're referring to Megan Boswell?
Yes, sir.
All right. And were you living out there at those trailers in Sugar Hollow when Miss Boswell moved in?
I never met her in person.
Okay.
I think the time I moved out there, she was already out and kind of unknown whereabouts.
Okay. Do you recognize those photos as being the trailer that she lived in?
Yes.
All right. And are they true and accurate depictions of the outside of the trailer?
Yes, sir.
All right. Judge, we would move to make those, I believe it's two photos, be 49 and 50.
Any objection?
No, sir.
You feel good at 49 and 50.
So, Mr. Feller, not a key witness, unless he saw something.
Publish
there.
those to the jury.
Let's take a look at this. This is a trailer.
Mr. Feller, is that showing what's been introduced as Exhibit 49? Does that show the outside of the trailer looking at it from the front?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to show you Exhibit 50.
That railing doesn't look
What does that show?
too strong. Is it intended to
The front of the trailer.
Okay. Just a little closer view.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't lean on the railing for sure.
Now, at some point in time while you were working out there, living in those trailers for Mr. Boswell, were you asked to clean out that particular trailer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you remember when that was?
The exact date, no, but it was probably about a week and a half after I moved into the trailer. I lived in there.
Okay. When was that?
It's been like 5 years ago.
Okay.
I couldn't give you an exact date.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's fine. All right. And did you in fact go to that trailer and clean it out?
Yes.
Okay. If you would kind of describe for the jury what you found when you got inside there.
When I got in the trailer, there was dirty diapers stuck and molted to the floor of the carpet. Couldn't even open the fridge. It was so bad. I just left it alone, let Tommy and them deal with it. There was open jugs of milk in the oven, food on the ground, just feces on the ground, just very nasty, just not clean at all, bad.
All right. And did you take photos of what it looked like?
I did, but I don't have those photos of that phone anymore.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right.
Good approach.
Not sure who has to approach, if this was defense or state. The photos. The witness is listening carefully. We can almost hear. What is his relation to the case? First of all, he missed his appearance. He was subpoenaed to appear on Monday. Wasn't here. The judge held him over on a $500 bond and ordered him to appear every day in court until he's released.
Mr. Feller, I'm going to hand you 6 photographs and ask you if you can identify what's shown in those photos.
Okay. He also worked for Tommy in the paving company and was paid, got free rent in one of the trailers if he did maintenance on the property. He was asked to clean out Megan's trailer after she had left, and he's describing the condition inside the trailer.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Those are the photos you took that show the inside conditions of the trailer?
Yeah.
All right. Do they accurately depict the condition of the inside of the trailer when you found it?
They do.
All right. Judge, I'd move to make those the next 6 exhibits.
This would be really bad for Mr. Feller if they keep him under subpoena. The judge should release him from the order if he does that.
51 through 56.
Adam Nusky. Milk in the stove, dirty diapers, like molded to the floor. A fridge so bad you can't even open it.
Asked to publish those to the jury, Judge. Mr. Feller, I'm going to start with Exhibit 51. Can you tell us what we're seeing in this particular photo?
The bedroom.
Okay. And that's the condition in the state you found it in when you entered. You did not move or toss anything or otherwise?
Everything you see is exactly what I walked into.
All right. Now I'm going to show Exhibit 52.
So he doesn't have the photos anymore, but it looks like he did. The law enforcement was able to get
What
them
are we
before he
looking at
got rid
there?
of the phone.
The hallway into, I believe, the daughter's bedroom.
All right. And again, you did not.
Objection. We approach.
I'm going to count that as an objection. Possibly because he says, I believe, and he's not sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sustain that objection. There's been no foundation that he would know that was the daughter's bedroom. And I'm going to instruct that you're not to consider that statement for any purpose for deliberation. If you can do that, raise your right hand. Every juror has raised their right hand. Go ahead, Jim.
All right. So, Mr. Feller, this is the picture. You're not sure, you don't have any knowledge as far as who was staying in what particular rooms, but that's another angle and picture you've taken from inside the trailer.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Okay. Now showing Exhibit 53.
I think that was the walking into her room. Megan's room.
Well, don't speculate as to whose rooms.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same instruction.
Okay. So you've taken a photo looking into another bedroom. Is that correct? Okay.
I've never seen the jury have to swear to forget an answer. This judge runs a tight ship.
Now it's showing Exhibit 54. What's shown in that photo?
The living room.
All right. And again, you did not place or move or disturb anything. That's exactly as you saw it.
Exactly what I saw when I walked into.
I'm glad that works. Slaw 5 can't wait for you to get them.
From the kitchen going into the living room.
All right, this is Exhibit 55.
It's like a
all right, you're standing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that where it's taken from?
Yes.
Okay. And Exhibit 56.
Kitchen.
Okay. That's a photo of looking in on the stove and the refrigerator that way. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And again, you did not place any objects, move any objects prior to taking these photos?
No, sir.
All right. After you removed all these items from, or what did you do with the stuff after you took these photos?
I was instructed to take it to the back of the driveway where Tommy and Sons had a big dump truck, and they just used equipment and put most of it in there.
Okay. Did you remove all that, lack of a better term, trash and stuff that we saw?
Everything, trash, carpet. I mean, completely remodeled the whole entire thing.
Okay. What was the condition? I mean, was it like inside after you got all that stuff out of there?
After everything out, I mean, I had to rip up subflooring and put down new subflooring and linoleum, and I mean, it was bad.
Okay. Was there any sort of odor or anything in the trailer?
I had to use respirators to enter the house.
Okay.
Oh.
Was there any particular reason why you had a respirator on? Or?
It's just such a foul odor coming from the just moldy milk and food and dirty diapers that were laying out. Just bad smell.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. If you would answer any questions, Mr. Scott has for you.
Morning, Mr. Fellers. You don't know when you moved in out of the trailer park?
It's been so long, I couldn't really give you the exact date.
Without giving me an exact date, was it before or after Christmas of 2019?
I think after. I think so.
Do you remember what the weather was like when you were cleaning out the trailer?
It was warm.
It was warm?
Yes.
So, probably
before Christmas, and if it was warm.
Before Christmas, if it was warm.
That's worse for the defendant.
How much before Christmas?
Like I said, I couldn't give you an exact date or anything like that. I just knew that it was pretty warm outside. I didn't really need much of a coat, just some long sleeves or, you know.
You never met Megan?
No, sir.
So the pictures, you took those contemporaneous with cleaning it out?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Just because it was the worst thing I've ever seen. I've never cleaned out a place like that, looked like that.
Just wanted to show people what it looked like?
More to show Tommy and them, because they didn't step inside or go inside. They just wanted it cleaned. So, gave those pictures to them.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Nothing further, Judge.
Does he need to remain on
I don't think, Judge, I think he can be released.
Mr. Feller, thank you for your testimony today. You're released from your subpoena. There you go.
Thank you.
He's released, so that's a huge relief. He does not have to show up to court every day at 9 a.m. as the judge ordered until he was released. He's now free to go. And please don't ever miss showing up for court again, sir. You can have your $500 bond back.
James Lewis.
I don't know why he missed court. I don't know what its reasoning was.
LEWIS, yes.
Hopefully the pictures would have metadata that could be useful to prove when that happened. I think it's important. It might be important for the defense to say Tommy knew about the state of the house long before
Raise your right hand, sir.
he
State
called
your
the
name.
police or
James
DCFS.
Lewis.
You solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and the truth, sir?
Yes.
Have a seat.
James Lewis wearing the
Good morning.
appropriate
Morning.
beard.
You are James Lewis, is that correct?
Yes,
And Mr. Lewis, where are you employed?
with the Department of Children's Services.
All right. What is your current assignment there?
Currently, I'm a supervisor for the department in the Division of Child Protective Services.
Okay. How long have you been employed by, we call it DCS for short?
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been employed there?
I've been with DCS for 6.5 years now.
All right. Back in February, specifically February 18th of 2020, what was your assignment with the department at that time?
Yeah, so my role with the department during that time was an investigator to investigate reports that we received in Child Protective Services.
Okay. So in other words, well, maybe explain for the jury how that process works as far as you're referring to allegations of child abuse.
Yes,
is that
correct.
right? Okay, so if you
Yes.
would kind of educate the jury a little bit about how that process works.
So the department receives referrals of reports of abuse or neglect. We receive a report from our Nashville office that receives the intake, then it gets sent over to the worker. And then from there, we review the report, the allegations that came into the report, and then we start following our policy and procedures that can be found, outlined in 14.6 of our policy and procedures, and start investigating, doing internet checks and background searches, and really just start notifying important personnel that need to be involved in the case. For example, like our Child Protective Investigation team in Sullivan County.
All right. Back on February 18th, 2020, did you get a referral that was made on a 15-month-old child by the name of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
All right. And was that particular referral assigned to you?
It was.
Okay. For purposes only of explaining why you did what you did, what was the nature of the abuse allegation?
The allegations in the report?
Yes.
The nature of the allegations of the abuse. Defense is objected. It's not a speaking objection, so it's a sidebar.
All right. If you would.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. The allegations that came into the report that day state a lack of supervision and physical abuse.
All right. In regards to Evelyn Boswell. Is that
Evelyn
correct?
Boswell, yes.
Okay. So after you get the referral, what's the first step you take after that?
Typically, the first step when we receive these reports is we would reach out to the person that made the report, and then we would see if there was any additional information that needed to be added or to clarify the report in general. And then from there, my next step was to reach out to any collateral contacts and notify our Child Protective Investigation team partners.
Okay. You used a term or a phrase, collateral contacts. For those of us who don't know, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so a collateral contact would be someone that lives outside the home, anybody that would have information to the report. That's what we refer to whenever I say collateral contact.
Okay. you've identified, and we've talked about the fact that this referral involved Evelyn Boswell. Were you able to identify who the parents of the child were?
I was able to understand that, come to learn that the parents of Evelyn Boswell was, only to my knowledge at that point in time, it was Megan Boswell, the mother, was the parent.
All right. And did you attempt to locate where Megan Boswell was at that time?
Yes.
Okay. As part of your file there at DCS, do you all obtain birth certificates or other documents that would, I guess, identify who the parents of the child were?
Yes.
And did you, in this case, obtain a copy of Evelyn's birth certificate?
I did.
As part of your case file?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis, I'm going to hand you a document and ask you if you can identify it. What is it, sir?
So this is the certificate of live birth for Evelyn May Boswell, child.
Okay. And is that the birth certificate that you obtained of Evelyn for this particular case?
It is.
All right. Judge, we would move to make that exhibit. I believe it's 57.
No objection. 57.
All right. Mr. Lewis, you indicated that you were able to learn where Megan Boswell was at that particular time. Did you then, what was the next step in your investigation?
Once I received information from Detective Tracy Jerez, who I was working the case with, that she had sent patrol officers out to the home that Megan Boswell was living at to see if Megan was there, and that she had received information that Megan had just arrived at the home. And then from that point in time, Detective Tracy Jerez and myself decided to go to the home to speak with Megan Boswell.
Okay. And where was this home?
The address is 217 Sandy Point Drive, or Sandy Point Street, Blunteville, Tennessee.
Okay. And just generally, where is that located?
It's in Bluntville. It wasn't far from my office. I couldn't give you.
Okay. It's here in Sullivan County.
Yes, in Sullivan County.
All right. Did it take you all long to get there?
No, it did not take us that long.
Okay. What did you find when you arrived there at that address?
So when we pulled into the address, we saw the patrol officers with Megan Boswell in the garage of the home.
All right. Just generally describe what kind of home this is for the jury.
The home is it's a two-story house. It had a basement, larger, more of a typical subdivision type home. From the outside, the appearance, it was very well kept. It was a typical home that you would find in maybe one of your more newer built subdivisions, is the way I would describe it.
All right. So you arrive, Miss Boswell is there at the residence, is that correct?
Yes.
Anybody else there present with her?
Outside of myself, Detective Tracy Jerez, and the patrol officers, no.
Okay. Was Evelyn there with her?
No.
Okay. What did you do next as far as your investigation was concerned?
My next steps was to notify Megan Boswell of the report that the Department of Children's Services received, the allegations in the report, and to conduct some inquiry as to where Evelyn was, and to ask questions concerning Evelyn, to check on her well-being and her safety. So I initiated the conversation to learn where Evelyn was and to see if we could observe Evelyn to ensure that she was safe and that she was okay.
Okay. Specifically, did you ask Miss Boswell where Evelyn was at that particular time?
I did.
Okay. And what was her response?
Megan informed myself and Detective Tracy Rez that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry.
Okay. Did you know who Ethan Perry was at that time?
At that time, it come to my knowledge that he was the alleged father of Evelyn Boswell.
Okay. Did Miss Boswell tell you that?
Yes. She did tell me that Evelyn was with her dad.
Okay. Did Megan give you any sort of contact information for how you could get in touch with Ethan?
Not Megan's.
She did not.
Okay. What was her demeanor while you were talking to her about her daughter?
The way I would describe Megan's demeanor, it wasn't much affect. When I say that, I would say there wasn't much emotion as concern. I didn't notice any concern when speaking with Megan. She just stuck at that point in time to telling us that Evelyn was with Ethan, and then from there I asked her to show me, of course, evidence that a child had been with her.
Okay. All right. So did you go inside the house with her? How did you do that?
She invited me into the home and walked me through the home. Nothing at that point in time appeared to be observable to be outside of a typical home. I didn't see any safety concerns as far as what we may consider a safety concern for a child at that age. She walked me. I asked to see a crib or a pack and play. She said that those items were elsewhere, that she didn't have any of those items. She proceeded to lead me to the bedroom where she could show me some items of Evelyn's. And so I followed her to the bedroom.
Okay. All right. And did you observe any items?
I asked her what items she did have. She proceeded to tell me that she had an outfit and what she called a memory box.
Okay. You said an outfit. Was that one singular outfit?
I observed one outfit, yes.
Okay. Do you see any other baby items, diapers?
No.
Anything like that?
After she showed me the memory box and opened it to observe some of the items in it, and the outfit that was still on the hanger, it was new and it hadn't been worn. And she took me downstairs to show me a sippy cup.
Okay. And did you take a photograph or a picture of these items that she showed you?
I did.
All right.
The items in the memory box. In hindsight, this sounds terrible. I know my kids have memory boxes for stuff that they keep on. In hindsight, it looks really bad right now, and it was. But I think there are plenty of kids whose parents have memory boxes for them.
Mr. Lewis, I'm going to hand you 4 photographs and ask you if you can identify what's shown in those photos.
Thank you, Selena. I need to upgrade from the role of bounty.
Do you recognize those?
Yes.
What are they photos of?
This first photo is the photograph of what she described as the sippy cup.
Okay. That's fine. Go to the next one.
And then the next photo I'm looking at is the bedroom that she reported to be staying in with Preston Wood.
Okay. All right. The next one.
The next photo is the photo of the what she described as the memory box.
Okay. Is there one more?
And the next photo is the outfit that she showed to me.
All right.
On the hanger.
And do you recognize those as being the photos that you took that day while you were in the residence?
Yes.
And are they true and accurate photos of what you saw?
Yes.
Judge, we moved to make those exhibits 58 through 61.
Okay. We did 4 exhibits, 58 and 61.
Evelyn would have been, I believe, 13 months old when she died. Pictures are being marked right
Judge,
now.
I'm going to ask to publish those if I could. Mr. Lewis, we're showing what's Exhibit 58. What is that photo of?
This is a photo of the cup that Megan Boswell informed me that Evelyn Boswell would drink from.
Is that the only kind of dish or spoon or item of silverware that she showed you that belonged to Evelyn? Okay.
That's a date of 2/6, so February 6th, 2025, month before she was found, or more.
Now looking at Exhibit 59, what's that a photograph of?
That's a photograph of Megan Boswell standing in the room where she reported to be living with Preston Wood.
Okay. Did you observe any items, any baby items, toys, clothing, anything else in that room?
No.
Now looking at Exhibit 60, what is that?
That is the box that Megan Boswell has showed to me that she described as the memory box with items of a rattler, handprint, and footprints of Evelyn.
Okay. Did you take any of these items at this time, or did you just take photographs of it?
I just took photographs.
And now showing you Exhibit 61.
This is a photograph of the outfit that Megan showed me was Evelyn's, but it was still on the hangers and had tags on it. It was new.
Okay. You tailed off a little bit there. Did you say it still had tags on it?
Yes.
Okay. Any other items of children's clothing that she was able to show you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that is today's label. You guys are right. February 6th is today, so that's the date it was entered into evidence, I think. We know this happened in February when they were called, but thanks for the correction there. So you can
Ladies
see
and
the
gentlemen, I've
pictures.
just been informed your lunch is here, so we're going to stop. We'll be back at 1:15. Mr. Lewis, I'm going to instruct you not to discuss your testimony with any other witness or allow any witness to discuss their testimony with you. And not watch any of the live stream of the trial. Can you help that now? And come back to 1:15.
Yes, sir.
One stand, please.
Laura Lee, thank you. I think we just hit 1,000 likes, and Laura Lee gifted 5 memberships to celebrate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for your generosity, Laura Lee.
Be recessed at 1:50.
All right, we're going into recess until 1:15. That gives us an hour and 15 minutes. Quick recap: we're now going into the rest of the case. The day began with the judge ruling that the video was admissible. Hey, how's it going?
Good. Do you have any batteries for the clock?
AA? Yeah, they're going to be in that bin over there, I think. Or actually, they're going to be in the audio case. Sorry, the picture's right here. That's where we went. And now you're on camera. Hey, son. Welcome. He's getting some batteries. The day began with the judge making a ruling on the issue that was first raised yesterday at the end of court, and that was the admissibility of the audio recording and video recording of the interrogation or the interview that the police detective, the TBI, did with Megan, where she first basically admitted that that Evelyn wasn't alive anymore. That testimony had come in through a question through the detective. The judge ruled that under Tennessee law and the rule of completeness and fairness to the defendant, that they are allowed to play all that. They played that. I think it was a win for the defense. I know you guys disagree, but they got the part they wanted Megan to present, which was this could have been an accident, or it could have happened during the night. She could have, she just wasn't breathing. That's how we found him. It was an alternate version of events from what the state has against the major charge, which is the charge of murder. They got that in without her having to take the stand and without her facing cross-examination. So I think that was a win for the defense in that area. It is a little problematic because she describes Evelyn as looking just perfectly normal, just with her eyes open and not breathing. There was no discoloration. There was no bloodshot in the eyes. There was no anything else. She was warm to the touch. All these are a problem. Because that's not consistent with a child who had died, and she describes that she wrapped Evelyn up, and carried her basically all day, and then that her boyfriend Hunter took the baby and took her somewhere close by. I gave a couple locations, including Tommy's property, which is where the baby was found. We also got the evidence. We got to hear from Tommy, who was a very believable, likable guy. Owns a business, had issues with his daughter not keeping a clean room. Possibly she didn't go to school and ended up in foster care. I think that's how she ended up in foster care. And Evelyn was born while she was in foster care. Describes a little bit of that. We saw the property. We saw more of the playhouse, some of the map. The drone footage was shown today. And then we got, next witness was... So we got DCS. That was the last witness. We got the employee of Tommy who was paid to clean out the trailer that Megan was in, and described just the terrible state it was in, with bad, rotten food, stuff left out, trash everywhere. I mean, like dirty diaper trash left everywhere. The smell so bad he had to use a respirator. A gas mask type setup just to go in and clean it out. But this is slowly building the case. We've heard the testimony of how DCS was called by Tommy and how they responded and what they found, what Megan said, the story she gave them, where she said that, Evelyn's with Hunter. Not with Hunter, excuse me. Evelyn's with his dad, who was enrolled in the Army. He's in boot camp. Okay, there's no way he's with Dad, but that's the story they gave, and that DCS found very little evidence of the child ever living there with them. So when we come back, this testimony is going to continue. We're also going to get cross-examination here. We're starting to paint a picture of Megan that she was not a stellar mother, and we're going to. This is probably going to address both two things. It might address premeditation as we get further along in this testimony, as well as the abuse through neglect of Evelyn. So that's some of the charges she's facing right now. and we are going to take a lunch break. I don't know why. I ate pancakes for breakfast. I am shaking, and I'm not sure if it's the testimony, the day in court and what we've dealt with, but I need some food and I need to take a break. We're going to be back at 1:00 this afternoon. I will make a portal here that we can portal to if you guys want to continue the conversation. A lot of you are discussing this in chat, and I'll make that available to you here in just a second. So let's schedule stream, reuse that one. It's going to be, we're on day 2, part 2 now, after lunch. And let's get the picture right.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
Thank you. You're welcome. There's the picture, and we're going to be coming back in 55 minutes at 1:00 with part 2 of this trial today. So, all right, the new link is up. We're going to portal over there in just a minute. If you've never had a portal before, the first thing to do is make sure you click the subscribe button, because if anything goes wrong, you can find me easier that way. Click the subscribe. If you follow and ring the bell, you'll be notified every time we go live. But the portal, basically, if you just sit there with your hands and feet inside the right at all times and play nicely, you should magically be transported to the next live stream, which will cover every minute of this trial as it proceeds there in Tennessee. Tennessee versus Megan Boswell. This is a very tough case. I appreciate, and I want to say thank you to all of you who are making this community one where we can deal with a tough issue and a tough case like this and do it in a way where we're supportive of each other and still investigate the facts and give Evelyn the justice that she deserves as well. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live. After the break, I'm going to go have some lunch and get some food and hopefully stop shaking a little bit. Maybe it's the syrup, the sugar crash. That's what it was. Hold on, everybody. Be good to each other. We'll see you in a little bit.